We'll see who we can get in this chat this early in the morning, man. It's not even this early in the morning. Just people are working or... Yeah, they're working or...
Few people hit me up. They said, I guess I ain't going to work today. I'm like, hell yeah, salute.
Hell yeah, bro. Just don't call me when you're short on your rent, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know they do.
Okay. We got some chatters right there.
Yeah.
Hey, chatters. Motherfuckers are like, man, put some respect on my name, dog.
Yeah.
Goldies, what's up, Goldies?
There we go. There's the respect.
Yeah.
Too early for this shit right here, man.
It's about to have some
You're
fun.
still going here.
There you go.
But when we did that little afternoon shot me and you did, well, shit, we had 500 people there.
No, I was talking about this candy.
Oh, the candy.
Dip in the candy. I'm like, fuck, man.
You know him and his candy.
He's trying to go in for breakfast, eating the candy, bro.
Trying to rot my teeth already.
He had a burrito
That's right.
already.
She took all the good pieces out. This beat's hard right here.
You can spit something?
I'm a little rusty.
Okay.
Oh, rest in peace to the homie right there.
Yeah, so homie, you know him?
Yeah. Staunch for class.
Yeah, you live right there and you're right there where you guys are at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's your boy Dark right there. Only black man I've ever shedded a tear for, man.
Oh, and Barack Obama.
And Barack Obama.
Mama love.
I can't be crying for black men. There's enough people crying for black men. I mean,
Adam 22.
Madam 22?
Madam.
Oh,
Madame.
man.
I am Madame 22. How can I help you?
I tell people all the time, if I ever get to see him, that fool's getting a karate chop to the neck. Real
Yeah.
quick.
You're gonna have to get past this fucking security, bro.
That's easy.
Yeah, just fucking bum rush him.
I got homies.
I think he's in that area too. In that
He's in
SFV.
Burbank.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's easy to find.
Yeah, well, good thing we're not looking for him.
No.
No, we're not.
No,
Seriously.
not at all.
That's right.
Free lush.
Hey, what's happening, Gonies? Good morning, man.
Good morning.
It is Thursday morning, man, and I hope you are up. It's not Saturday morning. It's not Sunday morning. If you're still sleeping, then you might be laid off. You're looking for a job. You're on disability. You had a long night. You called in sick. I mean, there's a lot of excuses, you know what I mean? But hopefully it's a good excuse, you know? Thursdays, man. I can't imagine my life without a program Monday through Friday. Like, I got to have a program Monday through Friday.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's what keeps me grounded. And when I'm not working, like I'm not working right now, I feel off, bro. I feel off. I like to be going to work, even though I don't really enjoy work.
Right.
But I just like having the program going and the security of that paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. that makes a big difference right there. Knowing you're going to get paid, not hoping you're going to get paid, you know?
Yeah, or not waiting for the disability come in, or you know, trying to hustle a broken down podcast called Hood Stocks.
No, definitely not. This is a good one right here.
Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, this is a good one, bro. You know what I mean?
Top tier.
Top tier, baby. Top tier. Everybody, I want you to raise up out of your work chairs. I want you to raise up out of your work trucks. I want you to plug in your little earpiece while you got that tool belt wrapped around your waist. And I want you to give it up for Tommy Tomato.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
I feel like that seat is sinking.
It might be my...
Is that seat sinking? Because it feels like it just gets low. I mean, I might need to get it.
It might be me because I'm fat.
I didn't want to say that,
I
Tommy.
think it depends on the guest.
I mean, we got those chairs used, and the gasket may be blown out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
No, we're good.
So there might be two gaskets
You know
on that
what?
chair blown out.
It's on his last wheel, for real. I can't even do spinnies in it.
I seriously, Tommy, and good morning to you, brother. And
You
thank
as
you for
well.
coming through, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about the bad joke, dog.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we always shoot fucking.
You know?
Everyone's getting shot at them all the time around here. You know
Hey,
what I
if
mean?
you can't laugh, you know, like, shit.
No, 100%. I mean, you seem like, I mean, I've never clowned with you, but you seem like a homie that I can for sure kick it with and clown with.
All day.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna offend me. You can say whatever you want. I love white jokes. So if you got them, please say them because I don't hear enough of them.
Well, the white boys love sex playing, bro. Grabbing booty.
Yeah, they're
You just
weird.
run up on them and hump on them real quick.
Yeah. See, I'm white, but I grew up.
Jackass shit.
I'm white, but I grew up around a lot of brown people. So
They're
we
sex,
don't-
they
we
sex
don't do that.
play too, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. We never did no nut taps or nothing like that.
Oh, bro.
You know.
You had to have a good game every once in a while.
Yeah. I remember my homeboy Sleepy Hiver. He used to fucking try to grab my booty. He'd be like, "Hey, dog, you got my palm comb?"
Oh, that's
He
messed
would
up.
always do that, bro. You got my palm comb.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Did you ever say yes?
I had his palm comb.
Hey, he learned how to pucker.
Lucky's like, I don't got hair no more.
Yeah.
There's no more spokes.
Spokes are gone, bro.
Gone.
Yeah, there's a donut back there. Spare tire.
Krispy
Yeah.
Kreme.
It's too early for this shit, guys. I'm drinking a fucking hot tea. And I just got out of doing a hot yoga
Yeah.
With some hot bitches
with some hot bitches. Yeah. Hot yoga, bro. You know they got some bad bitches up in there, huh?
farting,
Sweaty, just fucking
You guys love that though.
coochie
does.
juice everywhere.
get
Dude.
that coochie and just wring it out like a fucking sponge.
She's like, salty.
The pheromones.
I forgot where we were just talking about clowning and stuff, dog.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Well, the white boys in the penitentiary, bro, they're the fucking nastiest motherfuckers there, man. You know what I mean?
bet.
And then the homies, we hang together, so some of their bad
Habits.
rub off on us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all their fault. Blacks don't sex play though. But
Probably just can't see them at night or something.
but
I
I've
don't know.
seen a couple of them play sex inside there, bro. With
for sure.
you know what I mean?
GBN.
We don't need to go there. let's be easy. It's early in the morning.
Gotta ease in.
Yeah,
We're waiting for you, Casey.
yeah. They're like, we're gonna clip this, you know what I mean? Racist. So Tommy, I met you the other day at Stride Ford Recovery Home.
Yes, sir.
You were a facilitator there,
Yes.
and you shared a little bit of your story with us.
Correct.
With me, but obviously when I say with us, we had a camera rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we released that vlog, giving a tour of the facility, which is a beautiful home, man.
Yeah.
Studio City,
It's definitely a nice house.
$2 million house.
We didn't even go past the other part where it's like a whole other side of the house with the upstairs with the ADU and everything. So
Yeah,
that
bro.
was just the front part,
I mean, I think they got the point.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful home if you want to recover, if you're looking for recovery, if you're looking for a safe haven to get your mind right.
Exactly.
Strive Forward Recovery is a place to go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's in Studio City, man.
Definitely believe in it.
Yeah. And so you shared a little bit of your story with me, and I was just like, wow, we got to get you on Hoodstock. So here we are a few days later, Thursday morning, and you are here on Hoodstocks, brother. And so I like to just dive straight into it.
Yep.
You said that your story, when I talked to you, you said your story started when you were 2 years old.
Yes. A little bit after 2. So I was born to drug addicted parents who were young, and there's a lot of violence, a lot of drug use, a lot of abuse. CPS would come out, and I remember it vividly, which is like weird because I don't remember certain things, but I remember this. And one day they had a fight, and for some reason I went underneath the glass table. It broke, it shattered. I was bleeding. So my mom, who's like 19 at the time, I think, she decides to put floaties on me and then takes me out to the balcony and just throws me in the pool. So, like, right away, I'm, like, drowning, and then neighbor came out, saved me, and then the police were called. A fight ensued. My father was pushed down the stairs. He went to prison. So from that day on, I never saw him again.
Okay. Let me just rewind a little and get a little clarity. So there was a fight happening between your mother and your father inside the house.
Yes.
Okay, you were a little over 2 years old?
Yes. Like about 2.5.
And so I'm a little confused. Just in the heat of the moment of argument, your mom, for some reason, puts floaties on you, throws you from the second balcony. I mean, from the balcony, which is the second story
Yes.
of the building. Is this an apartment complex?
Apartment complex, yes.
Okay.
Canoga Park.
And what possessed her to throw her 2-year-old son in the middle of a fight into the swimming pool?
Because I was underneath the glass table, and I don't know if like someone fell on it, but somehow it shattered. So when I was underneath there, I got cut.
So she was trying to save you?
I don't know. Maybe in her head, that's what she thought, or maybe she wanted to get me out of the situation. I'm not sure, but she put like the floaties on, which weren't even like on good, and just threw me into the pool. It didn't look back, you know.
And didn't look back?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that, the neighbor kept me, and then the police came. My father was upstairs, and he fought another neighbor, and they pushed him down the stairs, and then he went to prison after that.
What year was this?
1980, almost 83.
83.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at 2.5, you remember? Like, that's your, like, first memory of your family? Or is
Yeah.
this, like, stuff that was told to you and you kind of, like, get to remember it after the fact?
No, what's weird is, like I remember all this, right? And
Yeah.
I've always talked about it with like different therapists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, well, you're too young to remember." But
That's,
I
that's
got the report from DCFS from back like when I was first taken away, and it shows in the report all the stuff that I said happened.
Yeah.
It says in the report that like I was thrown into the pool, that I was saved by a neighbor. So everything I remember about it, like, did happen. So
a lot of times it seems like we remember more of the like traumatic stuff that happened to us than like good stuff, you know what I mean?
right.
So as a kid, that's gotta be some crazy memory, bro.
Yeah, I think it was the first one because that was also the beginning of the end. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
after that, I never saw him again. I was placed into the system, and that was it.
So your mom never tried to get you guys back?
No.
And we're going to get into that too.
Yeah.
So trauma,
Abandonment.
no, I mean trauma, bro. Like, so my first memory is before I was 2 years old.
Okay.
It's when my pops kidnapped me.
Oh.
I thought I was 5, but my older sister confirmed that I was just gonna turn 2 when I got kidnapped by my pops. He took me to TJ, and I remember chickens plucking on my diaper, bro. Wow. So it is possible to have your earliest traumatic memory
Right.
at that young of an age.
Yeah.
You know, and so you get placed into the foster care system at 2 years old.
Yeah, like
How
two and
does
a half.
2.5? How does that work out, bro?
It was. I remember it was late night, and basically, I had a social worker, and she was my social worker for my whole time I was in foster care, and she was Asian, but she like knew barely any English. So like I don't know how she was a social worker. You know, it was like hard to communicate. And that night, she just took me, and I was just in a shirt and a diaper, and she just dropped me off at some random house. So I guess that person's on a list to, you know, take in foster kids or whatever, and they've already been verified. So they dropped me off there, and then she left. So now I'm at a whole new spot that I don't know anything about. So it was crazy.
And you're remembering this once again at that young of an age.
Yes. I remember walking up the 2 stairs to the door, dropping me off. And the crazy thing was, too, because I grew up, there weren't a lot of, like, black people in the area at that time.
Yeah.
So the first family they dropped me off to was a black family.
Okay.
So
And I mean, let's rewind back as far as you can remember. Obviously, we're doing that, but like vividly be able to remember. You know, like when was a point like you remember these traumatic places, these times of your life, you know, but when can you really like consciously start remembering day for day or maybe week for week or year for year? Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah. So for that time, like I could remember until I'm about like maybe like a year, and then I start having memories again once I'm like almost 6.
Okay. And so the black family, how was the black family? Do you remember, a loving family?
I didn't know what love was, so I couldn't say because I never felt it or heard it from like my parents or my birth family or anything, you know?
Yeah.
So I do remember going to like the recycling plant, the junkyard, taking baths with the other 2 kids that were there, things like that. But As far as like if they treated me good or the same, I can't really say.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
but we go there and then it's crazy because you go there with nothing. So like I showed up literally in a diaper and a shirt.
Wow. Yeah. And those are crazy times back then too. Like we're talking about early '80s, bro. It's like life was really, really like raw and real, and it's like night and day from where we are right now in 2026.
Yeah, the thing that's crazy too is because I have a friend and he's a social worker, and we talk about it is during that time there's no computers.
No.
Right? So like now, imagine now all the children that go missing with computers. So back then there's no computers, so a lot of children could have gotten more missing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to, if no one's looking for them, they could disappear. You know what I mean?
Well, that's when back in the day they'd have the kids in back of a milk carton.
Yeah.
If they went missing.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like a normal thing to see, like on a half gallon of milk, the milk carton, right? You'd always flip that thing around and you would see an image of a missing child,
Right.
Which back then I didn't think too much of it, but pretty freaking crazy, man. Yeah. So let's forward up to like you said 6 years old.
Yeah, 6. I was placed by the time I was 6, I was already placed into 3 places.
3 places, and from 2.5 to 6.
Yes.
You're in 3 places already.
Yes.
Wow. Were you getting any visits from family? Do you remember anything like that? None. So you were basically auctioned off into the system.
Yeah, I was forgotten about for sure.
You were forgotten about.
Yeah. So like I had no one to, ask for help or call out to, or, that was in my corner. There was no one there because the whole family was on drugs and the whole family was just doing their thing. You know what I mean?
So you never really had any real attachment to any biological mother or father?
Not at all.
Aunt, sibling?
After when I was about 21.
Okay.
My girlfriend actually found my brother and 2 half sisters on the internet.
Okay, well, let's get up to that.
Yeah.
I mean, let's work our way to that. So 6 years old, you're thugging it out in the foster care system.
Yes.
You're getting bounced around. You've already been bounced around 2 different spots, homes. And so how now, like, wow, bro, 6 years old to be just kind of like by yourself, forgotten.
Yeah, exactly. I had a lot of anger, so that's why like the families didn't want me after a while.
Yeah, you were acting out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot. So
You didn't know how to feel, right?
yeah, I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know there's no one there to teach me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like everywhere I was placed was always with like women. There's never any like male figures around. You know what I mean? So no one to like teach you those things. I had to learn that eventually, like, with friends and stuff, being like, running around in the streets and stuff like that.
And so, take us from 6 years old. Take us through your journey.
So at 6, I was at one place and I had really bad anger, so they sent me to a boys' home called Hathaway Boys' Home, and I was there for a year, and got no visitors. While other kids got like their family to see them on the weekends, or bring them toys, or bring them underwear, toiletries, things like that. I had no one, so I was in there basically. I had to fight for underwear. I had to fight for a toothbrush. I had to fight for anything just to have something, So yeah, I was there, and then I went back to that same foster house for another year, and then they moved to Oregon and left me behind.
So when you're saying you had to fight for a toothbrush, underwear, they didn't have the adequate accommodations for all the kids that were in there. And how many kids are in this place? I mean, is it bunk beds and rooms? Is it actually a house? Is it a facility?
Yeah, it's a facility. I mean, it's basically like
a warehouse.
No, it's like barracks and different style buildings, and it's basically for like the troubled youth.
It's an institution.
Yeah, it's like a kid YA basically.
Yeah. But how old are you?
At that time, I'm almost 7.
You're almost 7.
Yeah. And then I was there till I was about 8. So I was there for like 11 and a half months.
11 and a half months.
Yeah.
And do you vividly remember those 11 and a half months?
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually remember the bad stuff and forget the good stuff, especially when the bad stuff is just always more than the good.
Yeah,
Just the way it goes, you know.
it was very bad over there. Actually, it's like they had fight camps. They had like, make you fight older kids. If you needed something, you didn't have it, you got to fight for it. Someone would take it, things like that. So
Bad kids playing kid games.
yeah, and the staff allowed it. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
They actually set it up, so they would have you fighting bigger kids just to see someone get beat up.
So they had kids taking care of kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, immature kids taking care of kids.
Yeah.
Getting paid for it.
Yeah, one time, because I'm also, I'm white, pale skin, so they left me in the sun one day for a long time, and I actually got burned so bad I could see the bubbles like pop up,
Wow.
and then like break, and then you could see like the blood underneath. So all they did was put a shirt on me and throw me back in the pool to hide it. They didn't send me to a doctor, they didn't do any of that, so it was pretty rough over there.
Okay. And so you're there. You said you're there for 11 months.
Yeah.
You said they who went to another state
The family I was with, the foster family.
that you were with,
Yeah, they had
and was this the same facility for the 11 months?
no.
No, this is something different. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's like at a house.
Okay, so when were you at that house?
I was at that house for a year, and then I went to that Hathaway
Okay.
place for a year, and then I went back to the other house for a year.
Okay.
So, like 2 years with them, and then a year at Hathaway between like 5 and 8.
And so during this time, there's certain kids that are waiting to go back to their families, and there's certain kids that could potentially be put up for adoption. Is that
Right.
correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so when there's troubled youth, troubled kids that are acting out, and they're getting put in the facilities that they're putting you in,
Right.
are you still? Do you still have a possibility to be adopted? Because you're looking to get adopted.
Yeah, it's. I was
I
definitely.
mean, they have you up as being adopted. I mean,
Yeah, you're always potential to be adopted as
Okay.
long as like no one's petitioning you. But as I got older and I was still in the foster care system, my father was in prison and he tried to petition to get custody,
okay,
which made no sense.
yeah. While
You're
he's in prison.
Yeah, and he never showed up. It's funny because driving over there, I saw the children's court I used to be at like every month, right there, overlooking the golf course.
City Terrace?
Yeah, City
Yeah,
Terrace.
I was there every month for, your dad's gonna come down from prison and you're gonna see him. Never showed up, so I never got to see him.
So they'd make you go through the whole process just because he was applying for it.
Yeah,
So they have to make you go to the court, even though he wasn't.
for years.
Yeah.
It was like, it didn't make any sense. And then finally, I guess he decided to sign away and, just made me a ward of the state, basically.
What age were you when he did that?
I think I was about 10 when he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your mom and your pops. You know what I mean? So your pops. I mean, is this a time where we can talk about that, or should we move a different direction?
No,
It's your
you
story.
you could talk about whatever you want. I'm
Okay.
open book.
Yeah. No, I'm saying in regards to you sharing your story, the timeline and everything like
Yeah.
that. Is it a good time to give background of moms and pops?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the background of moms?
So my mom was born to my grandfather and grandmother, and my grandfather was adopted too. So he didn't even really know what like he was, So like I don't even know what I am, like hereditary, like
Yeah, your genetics.
my genetics and stuff. So
Hereditary,
they would do like NASCAR racing and stuff like that, but he got into he was like a part of a little biker gang out there in San Fernando Valley, and they would move like drugs and stuff like that. So that's how they got involved. And then they had my mom and her brother, which was my uncle, growing up around that. So they were helping sell it, and then they were doing it as well at a young age. So she got addicted, and then I guess she met my dad, and they were addicts together. And then he used to beat her up all the time, I guess, but they ended up having me, and it didn't stop. Like, they just kept going. So
Okay.
They did heroin, you name it, they did it pretty much. So
Okay. So you told about your mom. Your mom's grandpa was adopted, or was that your
yeah,
father?
my mom's dad was
it
adopted.
okay? Your grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I met him after when I was like 21. I met him a couple of times.
Okay. And so it's crazy the way that works, huh? Like the just history repeating itself.
Yeah, it was weird because my girlfriend actually found him online because he was on like Ancestry and he put looking for a grandson, put my name, my birth date. Here's my phone number, call me. So she showed it to me. So I waited on it, you know? And then I called and he was like, yeah, I'm your grandfather. I was like, okay, you know?
Did you go see him?
No, he lived in Reading, so he was far. But the crazy part is I was living in Canyon Country at the time. And him and my grandmother were divorced. So he gave me the number to my grandma. I called her. I was like, I'm your grandson, da-da-da. She almost had a heart attack right there. She's like, where do you live? I said, Canyon Country. She's like, where? I said, right here. And she's like, she got quiet for a second. She goes, I live across the street.
Oh. So you.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And so I waited about a week and I went to go meet her. And then she was like, you look like you did as a baby. If I saw you at the store, I would have like recognized you. You probably thought I was crazy, you know, things like that. But
Yeah.
like I didn't remember her at all, you know. But she ended up changing her life, you know. My grandfather didn't.
You kind of do have some similarities of like a toddler, but just in a grown man body, like the face and everything. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So I can see her being able to.
I guess when I was like 1 year old, before I was taken away, I won like a baby beauty contest or something like that.
Is that Gerber or something like
Gerber
that?
baby.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably just a little pudgy thing, so they're like, you win,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, so yeah, that was that. And then my dad was just from a mean family, you know. Grandfather committed suicide. He was on drugs and didn't care, you know, in and out of prison his whole life until he got killed.
Okay. So we know what we know, you know, so if he was from an abusive family, obviously sometimes repeat history with that bullshit, right?
Yeah,
It sound like he was doing that with your mom, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
They did it to each other, though.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yeah, it wasn't like he just, you know. And she was, I guess she was, you know, from what I heard, she was like 5 foot, like 11, you know. She was like a tall girl, you know.
Yeah.
So she wasn't like something dainty, so she was able to fight back.
Yeah.
I guess, you know.
I mean, I've had a couple fist fights with some 5'3" firecrackers.
That's true.
We was high.
It's usually how it happens.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just trying to, them little fists are flying like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to pop them down. Next thing you might get a couple in real quick. Man, calm your ass down, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes.
when you're on drugs and shit, I'm not condoning that, but I'm just saying when two individuals are high off of methamphetamine or whatever it might be, calm down, whatever it is, bro.
Psychosis, all that is there, so
That happens, you know what I mean?
that's bad.
So 10 years old, you're still in the system. I mean, how were you in the system all the way up to 18?
I was in the system till I was 18, but I actually got adopted by this lady when I was 16. So she adopted me when I was 16, and that's who I kind of call my mom now. And like, she adopted another girl as well, who I call my sister. So that's kind of like my family now, you know, them, and she has 3 kids who are like my niece and nephews and stuff like that.
How were you introduced to them? I mean, is there an interview process? I'm sure there is, right?
Yeah, there was like, it was weird. It was like a vetting process. Like I would visit with her like once a week for a while, for like a few months.
Yeah.
To fill each other out, to see if like we meshed, you know. And you know, I kind of liked her. She was like adventurous. She liked to go camping. She would like wanted to put me in sports, and she was like, for the first time, I felt kind of like, okay, someone's gonna be there to like actually be supportive and loving, you know. So
And
I was excited about it.
absolutely, man. And bless her heart. But why was she adopting kids? Could she not have kids, or
No,
she was just a kind woman, or
yeah, she's just kind and always taking care. Like she had one daughter herself, and she was divorced. But like her best friend was a quadriplegic who was like shot in the neck.
Wow.
So she was always helping her and taking care of her like on the weekends and things like that. And she was just very caring. And I guess she heard about me through a friend, and I guess she wanted to reach out because she knew like how much I've like gone through.
yeah.
So I think she kind of wanted to have me like at that final couple years be with her, at a safe location basically. But at 18 I was out.
18, you were out from her.
Yeah.
From underneath her custody, right?
Yeah. So she was like, "Yeah, you gotta go find an apartment."
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Let's get into that. But first, 16 years old, you go with her. Sound like you're there with her for maybe just 2 years or so?
Yeah, I was there with her for about around 3 years.
3 years. And so you were able to, you call her mom to this day, you said. So obviously, you have love for her. She showed you love?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unconditionally.
Unconditionally.
Yeah.
That's,
Even though like how like parents like they have that bond and they could feel it like in their gut. Like even though we don't have that type of bond, like she's there for me all the time. So it's good to have. You know what I mean?
and that's a pretty amazing woman right there.
Definitely.
That she can give. Like there's parents that don't have unconditional love for kids that they brought into this world, and for her to meet you at 16 years old, and be able to like righteously give you a powerful thing called unconditional love,
Right.
is
Yeah.
a blessing from God. You know what I mean? And obviously she just made a whole lot different than maybe even me.
Yeah. She adopted another the quadriplegic.
You don't hear a lot of people talking about them but I think it's fascinating. I think it's interesting. I think them people should be held up real high,
Yeah, definitely, because it's something they don't have to do. And growing up in a lot of the houses, they didn't do anything for you. They didn't put you in sports. They didn't take you to extracurricular activities. They didn't put money into you. When I went there, she was like, "Well, do you want to do karate? Do you want to do baseball? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that?" And I was like,
Whoa.
I want to do it all. Like,
Yeah.
I've never done it before,
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was just natural. Like I was good at sports, good at karate, good at all that stuff. So
Did you growing up, through the system, did you have you said you were angry. Sometimes when we're angry, maybe I'm going to answer my own question, but I'll ask it to you anyways. Self-esteem issues.
yeah.
Yeah, like nobody wants you, right?
Yeah, I felt abandoned. No one wanted me, like that puppy in the window, like the one that's like the run of the litter type of thing. And during that time, like foster kids and stuff like that wasn't really known to other kids at school. So when you tell them you're a foster kid, they don't understand what that is. You know what I mean? So there's always a lot of like, oh, you're this or you're that, because they don't understand what it is.
Or if they do have a hint of what it is, they weaponize it against you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then the only thing you do is you lash out a different way,
Yeah.
So, and I was used to fighting because I had to fight for everything my whole life,
I always ask everybody when they're talking about parents and stuff like that, and I don't know if it's appropriate of me asking you this, but I'll ask it anyways. And it's usually a simple question, but I always ask individuals when they're talking about growing up, what was your favorite meal that was cooked for you growing up? But your meals were cooked for you through the foster system. But even through the foster system, was there anything that made you happy? If it was a certain dinner that they served, or it was something that, is there good memories in the foster care?
Yeah, I would say my who I call my mom, she's definitely not a cook, so she definitely I think she used salt and pepper as her flavoring only.
Yeah.
But no, we ate cool, like we ate out a lot, I guess, more because we're always on the run, But with her, like, I didn't go hungry. Other places I did. You know, sometimes you just have like a sandwich, like with nothing on it, just some mayonnaise or like one piece of like mystery meat bologna or something. You know.
That's what you would.
Not her, but other houses. Yeah.
Other houses.
Yeah, I felt like they did the bare minimum so they could pocket as much money as they could off each child.
Because it's a racket, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I have 5, 6, 7 kids, and we all basically have to share the same clothes, or you know, sometimes I look like, you know, Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn with like pants all the way up like capris, you know, because there's nothing there to fit me. You know, you just gotta take what you can. So, yeah.
Damn.
But when I got to her, she definitely showed me different. She, you know, took care of me. She bought me clothes. You know, show me love for the first time.
You finally had your own. At 16 years old was the first time in your entire life that you potentially owned your own pair of pants that fit you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jordans
too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was definitely like a kid in the candy store for the first time. Like my first mitt, my first baseball. You know what I mean? Something. My first room.
You had your own room by yourself.
My own room. Yeah.
16 years old is a good time for a young man to have his own room too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Different feeling.
I wish I would have had my own shower.
Different feeling though, right?
Yeah.
Finally, probably get the love that you seen other kids and other people in that situation.
I was so jealous of that growing up, seeing that these other kids and the bond that they have with their family, and it was just like mine wasn't there. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I really want that. Like
I'm
other
glad
kids,
you got a good mom.
other kids are like, I want a bike, or I was like, I just want love. You know, like the easiest thing, the most freest thing, is free. It doesn't cost anything to love anybody. You know what I mean?
Most kids in the system don't ever get any love, like throughout different parents that adopt them, or they get abused. You know, I'm happy that you were fortunate and you got someone that showed you good love. And
I'm very fortunate for that. So
I think we should focus. There's a lot of organizations, car clubs, motorcycle clubs that are always catering to the homeless population. I think we need to find places where there's kids at, you know what I mean, to make sure that they're not wearing the same clothes. I'm sure times have changed, I mean.
Right.
But just a random thought that went through my head right now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how, it's probably a whole lot harder for independent clubs or entities to tap into places like that because it's kids, right?
Right.
Yeah, so.
Well, I mean, you can always set up, like, I've always dreamt of having, like, a nonprofit to where kids could come and actually, like, play on sports teams, because a lot of kids don't get to play on sports teams, so they don't know how to, you know, have that, you know, that feeling of playing sports and being a teammate and being a leader, or, you know, learning things like that, or learning music, or, you know, just anything that they don't get the chance to because their foster parents don't want to, you know, take the time to take them there or spend the money on it, you know? So if there's, like, a way to, like, set something up so that they could play baseball against each other. Like, you know, foster kids could go and, you know, feel relatable to each other rather than outcast to other people, you know?
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah.
So.
Opposed to just excuse my language. I'm trying to keep it clean this early morning. Opposed to dumping a load of cash that was raised by a community to the facility or to the certain foster care program,
right.
And you don't know if that's going to get funneled down to the kids.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Are pocketed by, you know, the organization or whatever, the system, right? You know,
they do.
It's a crooked business, right?
It is, exactly. That's why another reason, like, with, like, that and, like, homelessness, too, is because, like, the people, the organizations pay themselves, like, $700,000, you know? So a lot of that money goes to their payroll, so it doesn't even go to help the kids, you know?
So back to my question, what was your favorite meal growing up?
I'd say my favorite meal was probably going to my friend's house whose mom was Mexican and stepdad was Filipino. So I would get, like, the best of both worlds right there. So, like that, I had a ratatouille moment, basically, when I ate the Mexican food for the first time. I was just like, oh, my gosh, what is this? Because, like I said, my mom had, like, salt and pepper food. Like, I ate that, and it was so flavorful. Then he brought out the tapatio, and I was like, what? Like, You know, at that moment, I was in love. Like, I was like, I eat
What
tacos.
did you eat?
She made some like tacos and everything like that, and then he had made some beef skewers and like some lumpias and stuff like that. So
Yes.
yeah, so every Friday I was there.
So a good friend of mine, Tori, Casey, you know Tori, right?
Yeah.
His wife Jenny, their side of the family is Filipino, right? Mm-hmm. And so we used to go to a lot of their parties. We still do once in a while. But the Filipinos, man, they don't fuck around,
They
bro.
don't.
My girl's Filipino.
Bro, they do big spreads. Like
Trust
the
me.
whole table.
The whole pig too.
Yeah, they do big spreads, bro. Filipinos don't fuck around, dog.
There'll be, I promise you, my girl's Filipino and she's first generation here, and we've been together for 28 years, like right out of high school. And yeah, her parents, just for like Thanksgiving, I mean, it's just like, wow, so much food, so much food. And then they're like, keep eating, you know?
Yeah.
But then they call you fat, so it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it would be disrespectful for you not to indulge in what they have to offer. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's definitely delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. What was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Ooh,
What were you into?
I like the that block that would come on with like DuckTales and you know,
yeah, I love that.
Gummy Bears and all DuckTales, woohoo, Looney Tunes and all that. You know?
I think we're the same age, huh?
Yeah, I'm 45.
Okay, I'm 49, so yeah,
Oh, yeah.
DuckTales, bro, was
you know,
popping.
Launchpad and all that, like
Launchpad.
you know, getting ready to school in the morning, watching Ninja Turtles, you know, things like that. So, yeah, those and Thundercats. They're coming out with like a Thundercat movie too. I heard, so that was pretty dope.
And how were you with the schooling through the system?
I went to multiple schools, in elementary and junior high, and then in high school I just went to Canoga Park High School. So I was like, the school was mostly like, it was like 77% Hispanic there.
Yeah.
So like that's where I met a lot of my friends, and you know, I got embraced because I don't really have any like white friends, so I got embraced by them and they brought me in, and that's when I seen like what family was, you know, how they treated each other and you know, things like that. They would have big families, and you know, I always wanted that. I got a family. It's just a small family tree, like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. You know, we're not too big in our family.
Yeah.
So, but at least I got one. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Growing up in the foster care system up till 16 years old, till you finally got adopted. What's your mom's name?
Raina.
Raina. Loved Raina. Shout out to Raina. I always like to speak their name into existence in a positive aspect. You know what I mean? So Raina, if you're watching, or bless your heart, bless your soul.
Yes.
And even if you're not watching, we're gonna put that in the universe. And so you said at the sports, you played the sports. You said you want to do everything. I mean, did you excel in anything crazy, or was it just kind of like
Everything. And I'm not even trying to sound cocky. Like,
sound cocky, bro? Talk your shit.
Yeah, I played baseball. I was always an all-star. Played soccer. Won championships. Taekwondo. Went all the way up to black belt, but I stopped because you have to register as a weapon.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that because if you get in a fight.
Yeah, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah. So, yeah, that, and then I graduated with honors in high school.
So man, you're just kind of like, you got lost in the sauce, but you could have been, if you had a solid family, man. Not that you're not doing great right now, but what you could have went in your life,
Right.
could have been just above and beyond. You could have been a CEO of a company because you naturally had it.
Right.
You know, even though everything you endured, you went through, once you put your hands on something or you put your heart into something, you excelled in it right away.
Yeah.
So naturally just gifted.
Yes. Yeah, and some things. Yeah, for
Some
sure.
things.
Yeah, I definitely. A lot of people say I'm like gifted with talking with people. You know, because I treat everybody the same, because I know what it's like to be treated. You know, with the being stigmatized of, oh, you're a bastard child, this, that. You know.
Yeah.
So I treat, you know, you could be a bum to a CEO. I'm gonna treat you the same, give you the same respect.
I got this boy named Rick, Creature Street Rick, man. There's a bunch of on 50 in my neighborhood. There's Terrace 49. They called it Creature Street, and they called it Creature Street because they said the creatures come out at night. So, like early 90s, you hit Creature Street, everybody smoking PCP, thrills, crack, everything, bro. Everything you can think of. Everybody would just come out. You wouldn't see them in the daytime.
Yeah.
But in the nighttime, they'd all be bamming just cars. They pop out of driveways, you know what I mean? Staircases, that, you know what I mean? And it was popping. It was the shit, you know what I mean? But Rick was always just an interesting individual, and I seen him this time when I was out several times, but this one particular time I'm talking about, we're on Colorado at the gas station at this taco truck, right? Across the street from 7-Eleven. And bam, I'd seen him there. I was getting a burrito. He was getting a burrito too. He's like, "What's up, Lug?" I was like, "What's up, Rick?" Bam, 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 chopping it up. You know what I mean? I've known this dude since my teens, you know what I mean? And he's always older than me, but you know, we were always like same crowd. Like there's old dudes, there's young dudes, you know what I mean? Everybody like drugs and alcohol has no discretion or age limit. You know what I mean? If you're from the neighborhood and shit, there's all ages up in that bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Generations.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And that's just the way it is. You know, it's like, it's a fraternity. You know what I mean? It's a neighborhood thing. It's a street thing. And anyways, Rick started chopping it up with this dude. He was homeless, but he was like professionally homeless.
Right.
Like he was like he was a white dude, I think, or maybe Mexican, but he was just caked on, bro. Like bad, dog. Like, you know, when they got the blankets on him, and it's just bad shape, bro. Yeah. And Rick, he taught me something that day, man. And Rick was talking to him like a regular dude. "Oh yeah, bam, bam, bam. Hey, you want me to get you a taco, dog? Hey, I got you, bro. Whoop, whoop. And the dude's talking to him, and they're having a conversation. After me and Rick had the conversation, we're waiting our thing, and I don't know, they just sparked up conversation, and then Rick just gave him a handshake and gave him a hug, like a straight up hug, like you know what I mean, like you want to hug a family member, you know, and this dude, bro,
broke down.
Was no, he was just filthy, like. He was like,
yeah, like why are you doing it?
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like that's the last thing the last thing that I'm gonna do that day is be hugging that dude. You know what I mean? In my mind, you know what I mean? But Rick he's just like you said. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're gonna be running around hugging the dirtiest people on the streets.
No, he probably would have got like a little elbow, like what's up? You know what I'm saying?
A fist bump.
Yeah.
But I just tripped on Rick. You know what I mean? Because he's that guy. He's like that. I mean, like he looked past. He didn't care how dirty he was. Right. You know? And so some people are they just built different, they made different, and they don't see what's, you know, on the exterior layer of
surface,
the surface, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
I bet you that day he made that dude feel good, bro.
Made him feel real good, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Actually getting treated like a human being and
it was more than money.
Shown, you know?
Yeah, Creature Street Rick, man. Shout out to you, bro. And I was just like, Creature Street Rick. And I was just like I was just like, fucking Rick, man. Like he was I always like looked at him, you know, we cool people, known each other forever. But shit, he went up a couple notches in my books after I seen him do that, you know what I mean? Because he just generally did it, you know what I mean? Like from his heart, you know what I mean? Like, all right, bro, bam, that's right, dog. Good, take care of yourself, man, you know what I mean? Like I was just like, wow, you know what I mean?
Like the same way he did you. It was like no different, right?
Yeah.
Like just say showing love to another human being.
Yeah, it was crazy. It could have been like who knows, that guy could have been off to go do something, you know what I mean? And that could have
made him feel good that day,
could have stopped him from doing something that he could have done, you know what I mean? Just that someone showing that someone cares, you know?
Yeah.
So it gives them a lot of hope. Just a little gesture, you know?
And so 18 years old, what I found interesting, what you said earlier is you said 18 years old, adopted mom said, "Hey, time for you to bounce, fool."
Pretty much.
Yeah, like she's like, "Hey, the checks ain't coming in no more."
It was a little bit more than that. She was actually the girl that she adopted while like I was there too, because like I turned 18 while she was there, so like that was okay. But since my mom wanted to adopt her half sister, so her coming into the house, there couldn't be anyone 18 as a male in the house. So it was basically like, politics. You're gone, I'm taking her.
Yeah,
you know, type of thing.
Yeah, you got to pass the torch, the baton.
Yeah, so like you got to learn real quick, because like, you know, no one tells you how to like turn on a water bill or, you know, gas. Like you just assume it's always on. That's what you see when you grow up. You know, you don't know, like you got to call in and be like, yo, I need the gas in my name and, you know, all these things. So I had to learn real quick how to be an adult and pay bills. And
Did she give you like a cool heads up on it, like at least slide a 30-day notice underneath your door, or like, you know, how did that work out?
it was kind of funny. I actually came home and she was like
Emptying your room out?
She was putting my stuff in boxes. I'm like, what did I do? And she was like, oh, well, you know, you kind of, you know, gotta go. And I was like, what?
Did
That's
you
cold.
understand it at the time though?
I didn't. I was
now
bitter.
you do?
Now I do.
I don't think anybody would understand that right there, bro. I mean, like I think anybody would feel offended. Like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you boxing my shit up? Like, I can box my own shit up.
Yeah, I did feel a certain way for a while.
Fuck yeah.
Because I felt again like, damn, abandoned like that. Like, this girl's gonna come in and like you're
Take
just
my spot.
Yeah, like she was already in a different home, and I understand you want to keep them together.
Yeah.
But like just to be like, bam, you're out. Like I was like, shit, all over again.
Like,
you know?
I pick her instead of you.
Yeah.
Type shit,
So I was
right?
like, damn, we're back at the drawing board. So that's how I felt, and a lot like during that time for a couple years, I had a lot of anger because of that. Which transcended into anger on other people. You know what I mean?
Now though, it's more understandable. You got to like.
We talked it out a little bit.
You know the politics of being in these homes, so you knew that there's no way you're gonna be an adult living with minors that have no like blood relation to, right?
Right, but at that time, you know, I'm still like I barely turned 18, like literally like turned 18, and a month later it was like bam. So I was still young-minded. I didn't think about all that other stuff. It was just like. I realized later on, because it wasn't spoken, it was just like I had to leave. Yeah. I realized later on that was the reason why.
Yeah, this is why I had to leave.
Yeah.
If you were to talk to a child like right now and that was in your shoes, what would you tell them?
That was in my shoes.
At a youngster,
in your situation,
being
like,
young at that time.
I would just tell them to like dedicate something, you know, that they're gonna be good at and excel at, and you know, just focus on them and surround themselves with like just like real genuine people that really care about them for them. You know what I mean? Not for what they have or how many likes they get, you know? Really just have that genuineness and just whoever's in their life, be honest with them and stay true to what they say, you know? Saying you're going to show up and then don't, it really tears a kid down, you know? So
100%.
They just need to find people in their life that's going to be there for them and be consistent, you know? And if they have that, they'll be all right.
I want to take a quick break, but I want to pay some bills. But I want to get next half. I want to get into your adulthood and how you were able to transition from foster care to immediate ejection out the house, box packed for you and everything. Let's pay some bills real quick and we'll be right back with Tommy Tomato. Let me do this real quick on these two and then we'll play the pre-rolls. So Hoodstocks is sponsored. We got a lash girl for the fellas right here to hook your girl up. If you tell her Hoodstocks, she's gonna give you 20% off, all right? She does lashes, man. You know, she does permanent makeup. She's at a Covina. She works at a Covina in Pico Rivera. Check out Tattoo Lash located inside Revision Body Art, okay? She specializes in all eyelash extensions, permanent makeup, all that stuff. She's been doing it since 2012. This girl is a G in the game. This is where Loca gets her eyelashes hooked up. You know what I mean? Only the best of the best with this girl, Destiny, right here. You can follow her on Instagram at Tattoo Lash, or you can call her on her work phone, which is 562-309-1674. Hey, we're also sponsored by D. Leo the Jeweler. If you guys got scrap jewelry, gold, silver, he's going to give you top dollar. He's located out of downtown Los Angeles in the jewelry district. You can go to his office or he can go to you. It doesn't matter if the jewelry's broken, chains, rings, watches, everything. He's going to give you fast and a free quote. Text him right now, man. Text him right now. If you'd like to get paid fast, cash for your old jewelry, gold or silver, you can text him or call him at 213-259-7646. And also, too, you can follow him on Instagram at D. Leo the Jeweler on Instagram. All right, Casey, go ahead and play that, brother.
Right on.
We'll be right back, guys. Shockaware is more than streetwear. It's culture, lifestyle of individuality, and self-expression through clothes. I want you to go to shockaware.com, use Hoodstocks15, get yourself 15% off, and follow them on Instagram at Shaka_wear. And as you can see, baby, from head to toe, your boy got Shockaware on. Tap in, support the ones that are supporting Hoodstocks. Let's go. Looking for some good quality cannabis? I mean, killer quality cannabis. Hit up the folks at Killakush. They specialize in bringing the best quality from OG to exotic. They
got it all, baby.
I want you to follow them on Instagram at killakush.official, at killakush.official, or hit them up at Drip Fits Apparel in the city of Whittier for the latest Killa Kush merch drops, located at 13800 Leffingwell Road in the city of Whittier. Check it out. Killa Kush is our #1 sponsor, man. They go to bat for us through thick, through thin, up, down, one of our oldest sponsors. Please, if you need that medicine, go to Killa Kush, my dogs. Please, go to Killa Kush. Support the ones that are supporting us. Killa Kush, baby, let's go. You want to slim down? You're tired of being a little bit overweight? You're tired of the cankles? You're tired of walking on your ankles? I want you to tap in with my boy Ozempic Vince. His phone number is 714-269-1900. 714-269-1900. And you can also visit his website at LAPeptides.com. LAPeptides.com. Use promo code Hoodstocks. Get yourself 20% off. Got all the peptides, baby. Tap in with my boy Ozempic Vince. Calling all bakers and chefs. Upgrade your kitchen with Origin Bakery and Restaurant equipment. Top quality ovens, mixers, and more at unbeatable prices. Perfect for your next culinary creation. Visit Origin today at 10441 Rush Street in the city of South Omani. Once again, that is 10441 Rush Street, South Omani. Or check them out online, Origin Bakery Equipment. Their phone number, matter of fact, just reach out to him right now. Let me give you his direct phone number. That's 626-579-3580. And follow them on Instagram at Origin Bakery Equipment LLC. Thank you, baby. Hoodstocks is also sponsored by Royalty Honey Packs for when you need to go from I'm tired to
I'm him.
Thank you, Pepita. It's that easy. Slide through to royalhoneydeal.com and thank us later. Use promo code LUCKY for 25% off. You get 25% off when you use promo code LUCKY. And also follow me on Instagram at Royalty Honey USA, baby. Let's go. You want to get out that apartment? You ready to buy yourself a crib? You're tired of giving your money to that bum-ass landlord, that slumlord? Check it out. When you buy yourself a house, instead of giving the money to the slumlord, you're actually putting the money back in your pocket through the mortgage. A lot of people think that, man, I'm not in the position to buy a house. You never know, bro. And for free right now, you can call my boy Andrew. He helped me buy a crib, dog. Can you imagine that? This fool Lucky got a house. He owns a house. Yes, I do, dog. And this is the dude that helped me get the crib. His name is Andrew Quesada at Prime Equity Mortgage. Call him right now or text him right now at 626-825-6565. And you also can find him on Instagram or TikTok at AndrewQuesada.homeloans. Check it out, my dogs. This is free. You can text them. You can DM them right now. The phone number's right here. Reach out to the boy Andrew, man. That's my dog right there. He's an honest dude. You can trust him. He's taking care of all of Southern California. Tap with him. You best believe when you got a Hood Stocks podcast, when you got a Hood podcast and it's called Hood Stocks, you never know what can go wrong. So you best believe we got the best criminal defense attorney on retainer. His name is Doug Sherrod. And if you'd like to reach out to him, you can find him at KingKongLawyer.com. Casey?
KingKongLawyer.com.
Tap in, my dogs. The best in the West. He used to be a district attorney, bro, but he got tired of the unfair politics on that side of the fence, so now he's going to bat on this side. You had a bad weekend. Tap in once again, Casey.
KingKongLawyer.com.
Let's go. Check it out, my dogs. Pure Cut Sups is a new sponsor of Hood Stocks. And basically, it's the creatine. It's the get up and go, get your money. It's Latino owned, bro. It's the first Latino owned, get your motherfucking shit cracking in the jib supplement company. It's purecutsups.com. Check them out. Hey, their socials at Pure Cut Sups on Instagram. And welcome to the Pure Cut family. Hey, I'd like to give a shout out to Antonio and Ashley out of the Midwest in Des Moines, Iowa. The store is called Melrose Fashion. Melrose Fashion in Des Moines, Iowa. Midwest, stand the fuck up. Yeah, man. We got sponsors out of the Midwest, man. And shout out to you. Shout out to Antonio. Shout out to Ashley. Okay, check it out. They got all the West Coast streetwear from Shaka Wear, Ben Davis, Dickies, Levi's, 501, FB County, SDL, and so much more. This is the one-stop shop to get G'd up from the feet up, baby. You're going to go to a concert. You're going to take baby out. I mean, you're going to go to a wedding. City, man. You want to get creased up, G'd up, all that good shit, man. Hey, this is the spot to go to, man. And they also have a clothing line, Melrose Boulevard. If you're in the area, I want you to go to 3850 Murley Hay Road inside the Murley Hay Mall in Des Moines, Iowa. Shout out to Des Moines, Iowa, man. I love my homies out there. Check them out too. And peep game, if you're not in the Midwest, no worries, my dog. Wholesale, best prices in the game. I want you to go to melrose-fashion.square.site. Melrose-fashion.square.site. Once again, come on, let's say it together. Melrose-fashion.square.site. Thank you, Pepita. And also, too, I want you guys to follow my Instagram at Melrose_fashion_DMI. Let's go. Peep game, man. We have the best tattoo artists in the Southland, baby. Gangland, baby. Don't play with this shit, dog. This is my dog, Oscar, man. His work is simply amazing, in Casey's words. Simply amazing. Line work, portraits. The man is a beast at the black and gray, man. He's got that soft shading, baby. You know what I mean? He got that West Coast, that LA motherfucking bop. Don't play with this shit. I want you to hit up my boy. You tell him Hoodstock sent you. He's going to give you the deal of the century. Matter of fact, text him right now or call him 626-722-2898 or DM him right now on Instagram at
art_driven_Oscar.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, my dog. Hoodstocks has got a special announcement. All right, for anyone that's struggling or knows someone that's struggling with any kind of mental health or any drug addiction, alcohol addiction, check it out, man. We just partnered up with Strive Forward Recovery, located in the San Fernando Valley. You can hit them up right now at 818-812-8455 for any questions you might have. They work with anyone in the entire U.S., from the East Coast to the West Coast. The doors are open for you. All races, all colors. But I'm going to tell you this is Latino owned. So if you're Latino, hey, Latinos taking care of Latinos. It's a beautiful home in the city of Studio City, nestled in a very upscaled neighborhood, swimming pool. They have all the programs. I just had a tour of the facility and it's absolutely amazing. If I have any loved ones or friends, I'm most definitely going to be sending them there. You can, if you don't want to call the phone number and you just want to hit them on the DM, you can do that too. And their Instagram is at Strive Forward Recovery. Let them know that Hoodstock sent you, man, and they're going to take care of you. Thank you.
Don't shine no brights.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. We're back. We're back with Tommy Tomato, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys getting through those ads. It's a new way we're running the ads. Delio the jeweler and Tattoo what is it? What is it called again? What is it?
Tattoo Lash.
Tattoo Lash. Yeah, Tattoo Lash will be having her pre-recorded advertisement up as well. So previously you said that or maybe we talked earlier, I don't know if we've mentioned it in this interview, but your mom overdosed from heroin.
Yes. And
your pops was killed by the LAPD. What happened first? And my condolences as well.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you for that. My father was killed by LAPD first when I was 13.
When you were 13?
Yes.
And how did you get that news while you were in the foster system?
Yes, I actually, the foster house that I was at, I actually went inside, and this is the old school days where you as a kid you want to run in and press play on the messages, see who called. That was the time of those messages.
Answer machines.
Yeah, so I had a child lawyer for foster care or whatever, and he pretty much just left a message on the machine saying like Thomas's father was killed by LAPD. So that's how I heard.
Okay.
But to me, it was like he was a stranger, so I didn't feel like you would for someone that you're close to. I just had damn, now I have a lot of wonder. You know what I mean? What does he look like? What does he sound like? You know what I'm saying? Things I would never get to see. So.
Do you know the circumstances behind the incident?
Yeah, he was high on drugs. He got on a high-speed pursuit on a 118. Drove down to Topanga and Sherman Way, got out, taunted the cops or whatever, got back in, drove to Sherman Way and Millwood in Canoga Park, got out with a big knife and a bottle. I guess he tried to go after the police. So they shot him in the stomach. I think on the death certificate it said 8 shots.
Oh.
Yeah, they marked him right there.
8 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different from just getting shot in the stomach. They lit him up.
Yeah.
He was a threat.
Yes, he was high out of his mind and going after them. So.
And usually it's like it's a rookie. You know, rookies are very paranoid. You know, they're quick to pull the trigger, and then it doesn't help because veteran cops. And I've been in this situation a bunch of times where they're scaring the rookies. Like I've been in positions where he's got a gun. I'm like, bro, my hands are up.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, my hands are up. He's got a gun. And the rookies is paranoid doing this, bro, looking at, you know what I mean?
Right.
Scaring the shit out of them. Right. Potentially could have got me shot a bunch of times. I've been through that a bunch of times, bro, where one of the police officers is yelling, he's got a gun at the top of their...
That's the scariest shit ever.
Were
they
wrong?
That for their body cameras.
Were they wrong, though?
I guess well, the fifth.
Every single time, my hands were in eyesight.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying?
Didn't have a gun in my hand for sure.
Yeah, so that's the difference.
For sure, my hands were empty.
My belt might have had one.
Well, because I've been through that easily like 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean?
Fuck, they're just fucking with you. They know you. Was it like the older cop knew you and they were just fucking with you?
I think it's what cops do sometimes.
Yeah. Stop resisting while they're kicking your ass.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a perfect analogy and exactly what they do.
San Fernando PD did that to me. I think I sent you the video. They did that to me, handcuffed in a cell, and they choked me and punched me right in the face.
Yeah. Oh, you sent me a video of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a cool lawyer. He let me take the screenshot off the computer.
We'll have to talk about that. So that happened with your pops. You didn't really know how to feel besides wondering what he looked like, what he sounded like, if there was any characteristics you carried that was just like his, right?
Like, did I look like him? You know what I'm saying? And do we have any of the same features or anything like that? Like, I don't know his voice, nothing. So that's what it was. It was more wondering, like, damn, I guess I'll never find out, you know? Because it was back in the day, so there's no, like, there aren't any pictures. Like, I don't have any pictures of myself until I'm, like, 14, 15 years old.
Wow.
So I can't even tell you, like, as a child what I look like.
Well,
besides a school picture, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you have any emotions? Did you cry?
No.
Teary? Nothing?
No, I actually went into my room and I think I started doing homework, and then the lady came in and she asked, like, you know, how are you feeling? And I was just like, fine. It's a stranger, you know? So I didn't have any feelings towards them. I didn't have hate. I didn't have love. I didn't have anything towards them.
Were you supposed to hear that through the answer machine, or were you supposed to be sat down? Was that message for somebody else?
That message was for the lady who was in charge of me at the time.
Okay, but you jumped on it.
Yeah.
And what reason? Is it something you did, or?
Yeah, it's just something I did. Every time we got home and I would see it blinking, just as a kid, I thought it was fun to, you know, play the message. I never had an answer machine before that, you know?
Oh, yeah, because I would hope, and I would have thought, even though back in those days it was a little more different, you know, it was a little more raw in life in regards to the approach of life and the approach of situations. But even back then, I would think the most considerate way would be to sit the young person down and say, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
definitely so.
Yeah, and I mean that probably had to be the plan, right? Until you jumped the gun and hit the button.
Yeah, but she was mad too. Even if I didn't hit the button, she said it shouldn't have been handled that way. It should have been like, hey, this is lawyer so and so. Can you please give me a call back? Or,
exactly.
You know.
So she was mad about that.
Yeah, so she could have called back and been like, heard it over the phone, you know, rather than him saying it like, oh, his father's deceased. He was killed by LAPD. Like he like laid it all out, you know, like. He was killed by LAPD, not like, you know.
Yeah, give me a call back.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, he
it was
bluntly.
kind of like in a message, and she called back. It wasn't like call me back, you know. It was like a statement and done.
And she called back and gave him an earful.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Raina.
Same. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like we were like at that age. That's when I was going like back and forth.
Okay.
That when I was getting to know her.
So so at 13 but 16 is when you permanently moved in with her.
Yeah. So when it was 13, it was a month before my birthday. So I was about to turn 14.
Okay.
So when that happened, so I was like in between.
Yeah.
Like that, because they have to get to make sure you're comfortable and get to know. It was like a longer process back then, I guess, you know.
Tryout period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's many times where during that 2 years where my anger was really bad.
Yeah.
So she stopped the process. So there's times that, like, you know, I wasn't even like seeing her or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she was like, nah, I think that's too much for me to handle. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then she would think about it after a few months. So I went with that too, which kind of hurt my feelings too. Like, I want him, I don't want him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So it kind of made me act a certain way for a while, like always wanting to do more or do the most I can for people for them to like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
for being unwanted all your life.
Yeah, just to feel like, oh, someone really, you know, cares, but it's like false care, you know, because I learned my lesson a lot of times with that.
Wow.
So, but the crazy situation too is when my father was killed, the first apartment I moved to was 100 feet away from where he was killed, and I never knew it.
Until
I went to go look at the police report when I was 18.
Okay.
Because I couldn't see it before, because I was under 18.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't let me see it.
What part of the town was that in?
Canoga Park.
Canoga Park. You said that. Okay.
Yeah. West Valley Division.
And then your mom overdosed. Your pops got killed first. Then your mom. How much time after that until your mom overdosed off of heroin?
She overdosed when I was an adult because she was served like 20 something years in prison.
She served 20 years in prison. Do you know what for what?
I think it was like attempted manslaughter or something like that. She tried to kill someone. Yeah, she was in prison for a long time. She was in fire camps and did all that stuff. And so I guess when she got out, you know, she went back to the streets of like Van Nuys area.
Yeah.
You know, and when she got out, she, you know, got some heroin and she was found on the couch, I guess. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, how old were you when you got that news?
I was like 32.
Okay. Did you ever meet her or anything like that?
I met her one time for about 15 minutes. That was about it.
Why 15 minutes, and how old were you when you met her?
32.
Oh, you met her 32?
Yeah,
and she died
a few
32.
months later. Yeah.
Huh. And how did that transpire? How did that occur? How was that set up?
She got because at that time my grandma, like I said, she had changed. So my grandma and I had like a relationship.
Her mom?
Yes, her mom, because she like.
And she was divorced. This is the one in Canyon Country that lived across the street from you. Okay.
So she ended up changing her whole life and was like nice and wasn't living that lifestyle and everything.
The grandma.
Yes. So we were able to build a relationship on it. Mm-hmm. And so she gave, I guess, you know, my birth mom my phone number for when she got out of prison.
Yeah.
So she called me and was like, you know, sob story. I just got out. I don't have anything. So I went and my girlfriend went and bought like a grip of clothes from like Walmart and some other stuff like, you know, underwears and different things, and dropped them off to her, and that was pretty much it.
And then that's when you saw her for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And what was the interaction? What was the conversation?
It was just awkward. There was really no.
How did she look?
Haggard.
Haggard.
Yeah, for being her age, because at that time she was 49.
My age.
She was 17 years older, and she probably looked like she was like 65, 66.
Yeah, life beat down from living that life.
Yeah, almost lost like her leg and her arm from, you know, slamming too much.
What did she say when she seen you?
Oh, you got big. That's about it.
What did she say when you gave her the clothes and stuff?
She said thank you. And then at the time I didn't realize it, but now that I work like in the field and I deal with more things like that, I could tell she was being like fake genuine just to get what she wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's how it goes with addiction, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
there was no love behind like.
There's no genuine. Yeah.
It was like, let me get some stuff from him, and that's it. You know.
15. Why only 15 minutes?
I just didn't want anything to do with her.
You were ready to bounce.
Yeah, I just did it because my grandma asked me to do it.
Where'd you see her at?
On Laurel Canyon in Burbank by the Tommies.
Okay, so it's actually like in a parking lot or something?
Yeah. Like I didn't want her to like know where I lived. I didn't want her to know anything. So she was actually at Cry Help at the time.
And the anticipation to seeing her, what was your thought process of seeing your mother for the first time since she thrown you in the swimming pool?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
32. So we're talking like 30 years later.
Yeah.
And was there any recollection or any familiarity in regards to the person that maybe a vision that you once saw of her to now? I mean, and then and also too, what was your anticipation of seeing her? Like, what were you feeling?
I definitely was feeling like an anxiousness, just because I didn't know how it was gonna go. Because I really wanted to say some stuff to her, but my girlfriend's always a cool head and was like, "Just don't do it. Be respectful. You know, even though she did what she did, she's still your elder. You know." So rather than me really saying what I wanted to say to kind of get off my chest, I was just like, "Here you go. Here's your stuff." You know.
I wish you would have said, "Got that off your chest."
Yeah.
Me personally, I wish you would have just, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Hey, why did you throw me in the pool?
Yeah. She was. I was gonna give it
Pool's
to
the
her.
least of the shit right now, right?
Yeah.
But I hear it though.
All
Yeah.
the shit I had to go through because of you.
Yeah, and I was pissed too because she gave up 3 other kids to the foster care system too. So we're all spread out. You know, I have 1 full brother and 2 half sisters. So
Are you in contact with any of them?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with 1 brother and 1 half sister. My other
That's
half sister, for some reason, she just stopped talking to us. I don't know why, but 1 half sister is up north, and then my brother's in Ohio. So we stay in contact and it's cool. But yeah, that's about it.
They went through the system too.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't know you had like brothers or the brother at least?
I didn't know I had anything until I was about like 17 years old.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then I didn't have any contact with them until I was like 29.
How'd you find him?
My girlfriend.
The same like ancestry?
Yeah, she's really good at the detective shit. So yeah, she like
the FBI, yeah.
Yeah, she found like an old AOL account for I guess my brother, and I like emailed it, I guess, and he responded and ended up going to his wedding. So I met him one time. We went to his wedding. I met my nephew. He was 6 months old. So that was cool.
So the first interaction was cool. Like it wasn't no like resentment from them, feeling like, hey, how come you never found us or helped us while we were in foster care or anything like that?
No, because he got lucky. He was placed with 1 family for his whole time.
Oh, okay.
And so like he didn't bounce around,
Yeah.
And I guess like he knew about me, but he actually was like born like with more like drugs and stuff in the system. So he had more of like mental issues while he was younger.
Yeah.
He'd get like really weird about different things. But as he got older, he grew out of it. So now he's like normal. So now he could have like a relationship,
That's cool.
Before it was like too much for him to handle, too emotional, too like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's doing good. And then, my sister's doing good up north, and she has a daughter. So, I have a niece, and
it's interesting to meet. What's the pecking order in regards to the age?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest. Okay.
Yeah. And then my brother's like 8 years younger than me, and then my sister's like 12, and then like 14 or something like that.
Is this with the same mom and pops?
Me and my brother had the same.
Yeah.
And then my half sisters are the same mom.
Got you.
But their fathers were like psychos too. Yeah. My mom knew how to pick them. Yeah.
Hurt people find hurt people.
Yeah, exactly.
Addiction finds addiction.
Yeah. She chose that over everything.
I've chosen my addiction and lifestyle over a lot of stuff too, man. So.
But you made it out.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, but I heard a lot. I have kids and people that I've hurt along the way. You know what I mean? That I'm not proud of, bro. But I always, like some of my kids, I would just be like, hey, you know what? The past is the past. I'm kind of like, I'm a little cold with it, but I got to be real about it too.
Yeah.
I can't change that.
Yeah.
But I'm here right now, and I'll do anything for you right now. You know, I can be, if we can move, but you know what? They got my blood, bro. You know what I mean? So they just like, they don't forget shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, like they're my kids. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He said, fuck, you're just like me.
Yeah, so they're like, nah, motherfucker, it's still fuck you. You know what I mean? It's harder for them to get past it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? Like to tell you, coming from like that type of thing, like as long as you're consistent and you keep doing it, they soften up. They'll break down, and especially like I don't know how old they are, but especially after they turn 25, a lot of things change.
Yeah. Yeah, so, they're in their 20s for sure.
Yeah.
One of them.
Watch after 25.
Yeah,
how they change.
Jules is in prison right now. My oldest son, Monique's.
Yeah.
Rick knows.
Yeah.
Rick knows my beautiful track record, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Uncle Rick.
Uncle Rick the ruler.
Theo Rick. So, your boxes are getting packed for you. Yeah. That's a cold shot. That fucks me up right there still, bro. I'd be pissed about that too. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like it's the unboxing game in regards to that that system, you know, and it's probably a better way of saying that, but you are getting boxed up and shipped out. You're 18 years old and there's now someone to fill that space.
Right.
There's someone in the need of that space. She has done what she can do for you, and now it's time for you to find your way into the world. And you talked about not knowing about nothing about life, bills, nothing. So I mean, what do you do, bro? Like it seemed like it was an immediate, fucking, hit. It was an immediate ejection.
Yeah, it was a Top Gun ejection for sure.
Yeah, right.
It was fast.
Top Gun, bro.
Like, treated me like Goose. Damn,
like Goose.
Yeah,
my boy.
Set me to the wild. Yeah, I mean, I was like, ended up homeless a little bit, but wasn't like on the street homeless. It was like hard to explain. I was able to like get into an apartment somehow, you know what I mean? Stay the night, bounce out in the morning. I was under construction, and then my girlfriend is the one that really like took the reins on like being responsible, because she ended up like moving out, and at that time I had like an apartment with a roommate, and he ended up catching a case and going. So she moved in and she like took over being responsible for the bills, making sure like our paychecks, we put enough to pay, our rent and everything. So I learned a lot from her on that. But yeah, it was like no one told me how to turn on a gas bill or that electricity, none of that.
I think we're avoiding the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is the girlfriend that you had then and you're still with today.
Yes.
Okay. That's the Cape Crusader right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is the superhero, bro.
Yeah,
Tell me about her. How did you meet her? That's what we need to be talking about.
We met in high school. Like, we were friends in high school.
Okay, Canoga Park High?
Yeah, and she's Filipino, first generation. In high school, I had a different girlfriend in high school, but we broke up in the summer, and then her and I got together like a little bit later on. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just she realized what she had, and that was it. She didn't need to go looking for anyone else. That was 28 years later. She's she's kept me out of, she's been there when I was like, locked up in county and Wayside for a while, and other cases that I caught. She's always been there, showing up to.
You have kids?
No kids. Yeah. My real guns shoot, but the other thing is blanks, but
you shoot blanks?
Yeah, but I'm a funkle, so I'm the fun uncle. I get to
funkle.
Yeah, I get to take them out, have fun with them, drop them back off, all sugared up,
Yeah.
So to me, it's cool. But yeah, it just wasn't in our cars that have kids, but nieces and nephews are cool, and
you'd have been a great father.
Yeah.
You ever think about adopting?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you should do it, bro.
If things get right and I'm able to get like
in a good position,
yeah, a bigger house and everything, like
yeah, bro,
I would love to do it.
You'd be amazing.
We talked about it before, my girlfriend and I.
Yeah, you'd be absolutely amazing. But dude, this Cape Crusader, and I hope I'm saying that right. I'm trying to paint her as a superhero.
Oh, she definitely is.
What's her name?
Bernice.
Bernice, man. Shout out to Bernice. Love to you, Bernice. Appreciate you, man. Man.
Yeah, she saved me from doing a lot of things.
God bless her heart. God bless her and everything and anything that she does in life, with
Appreciate
you.
that.
I can imagine that she probably plays a motherly role to you as well.
Yes, she does. And I probably take that for granted. You know what I mean? Not being the partner and doing the things that I should be doing. and she does look out for me a lot for, different things. So
has she ever put you in the corner for being bad?
She put me in a headlock.
I'm just playing. Bad joke,
I'm
bro.
serious. She got that Filipino string, so
yeah.
If you know about that, you know about that.
Babe, I love you, but you're being bad right now. Get your ass in the fucking corner.
Oh yeah, put baby in the corner. I'm listening. Trust me. She's punched a couple of my friends in the arm for fun, and they went in the other room and were like, "Oh my gosh, that shit hurt," So
well, some dudes, and I might be one of them too. Sometimes, like not having like a love from a mother in your life. Sometimes the women can take on a motherly role in a sense too. Sometimes,
right.
And bless her hearts. I mean, bless the ones that do that. Just like sometimes you might find a female that has daddy issues.
Yeah.
It's
kind of reversal.
Yeah. It just is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
just not on.
You got daddy issues, Loca?
I'm just not on the pole.
Yeah, you're just not on the pole. But if you could be on the pole,
if I could be, I probably would be hanging upside down, click clacking.
Yeah. Next on the stage,
Tommy Tomato,
pumpkin dumpling,
splat,
splat down on the splits. Like, God damn it, that motherfucker, big motherfucker, just splattered down into the splits.
No, but it was crazy. Like when we were younger, I mean, this is how much she had my back. When we were younger, one of my boys started a fight with like 5 dudes, and then of course he left, so I was boxing all 5 of them, and they ended up stabbing me up and leaking, and she ended up fighting a girl and another guy too, and put the girl in the hospital. So like she's had my back.
Bernice?
Yes.
She a real one.
Yeah.
She a gangster.
Yeah.
Filipinas, man. Shout out to the whole Filipina community, man.
Real.
They're just like badass. They're like hybrid Mexicans, bro.
Yeah, they definitely got Spanish, for sure.
Yeah, they just run faster. They,
They dance better.
They dance. They sing better.
They love
Oh
the
my
You ever been
gosh.
on a cruise?
Oh my gosh, dog.
Filipinos, bro, got mad talent, bro.
They don't even say, they'll be like, I'm Filipino, but then they start singing and like they sound like
Whitney
Whitney
Houston.
like Whitney, like
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Where'd she get that from?
Even the guys out there be doing that, like they be hitting high notes, like what the.
Bro, Filipinos are known for karaoke, like
100%.
professional karaoke. But if you ever, I went on one Carnival cruise and all the talent was Filipinos. And honestly, they played every single role perfectly, beautifully. The voices were amazing. Filipinos are fucking entertainers, dog.
100%. They're so charismatic and just funny, like their expressions. Like her mama told me something, and at first I didn't understand it, but she'd do like that with her nose. I'm like, what? Looking at my girl, like, what the fuck is she doing? She's like, oh, she's telling you to go to get that. I was like, oh, okay.
They're the most talented Mexicans on the fucking place of this
I'm
earth,
telling
bro.
you, they probably sang karaoke and then went and cleaned the rooms. Like they're on the cruise ships making that money.
You said what, Lucky?
Filipinos are the most talented Mexicans in the world, bro.
They're definitely
Entertainment-wise, bro. They're bad, bro.
They're great.
Yeah, they just can't get to the top of the charts, bro, because they look like an Asian Mexican, bro.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars, I think, is Filipino, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
but
the only one.
He also owes $53 million to him.
No, he said he paid him off.
Oh shit.
He said he paid him off. 53 million tab. He paid him off.
He's probably gonna owe him again.
He's back, dude.
Is that gambling debts or something?
Yeah, gambling. And Bruno Mars had like $53 million in debt.
They made him perform like 300 shows or something crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they put him to work.
I'd rather, man, bro. Yeah. I mean, there's different ways of losing it all. You can get addicted to fucking like a Lamar Odom with crack cocaine, or a lot of superstars, right? They lose it from dope, you know? Wesley Snipes didn't pay the fucking taxes. He lost all his shit from IRS, right?
Yeah.
Like
Floyd Mayweather.
Bro, Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather's. Yeah,
Bro.
he has a lot of money, bro.
Well, if he can't read a book, he can't read a bank statement. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, these zeros look good, but no, 0, 0, 0 is not
That's
bad.
weird.
These zeros are negative, sir.
Yeah, what does this red mean? Oh, yeah, all bad.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting. It's interesting the way that works, man.
yeah.
But anyways, back to your 20s. How was the 20s, bro? Your 20s.
The 20s were fun because I was working at the time. I was working back office at Washington Mutual doing fraud investigation. So like I'm pretty good with numbers, like really good with numbers.
Nice.
And so I would work with that and make sure our audits were good and everything like that. But during that time was a good time, having a corporate job and, all the benefits, the 401k, and you're young. I'm thinking like, oh, this could be, I can move up manager and this could be a career. And then Chase Bank came and bought it in 2008.
Oh damn!
Yeah, and then our jobs got shipped to Texas. And
That was the midst of the
bank scandals and all that.
Yeah, the bank scandals. That's when we had the
housing crisis.
The housing,
the housing crisis.
The fake loans.
The recession. Thank you. God damn it! I could have spit that up.
Giving ants loans, dude.
they were doing. Yeah, that shit was bad. They were giving you a loan and then not telling you that it's gonna balloon up like to like 7,000-8,000, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Because they're paying like 2,500 at first, and then it balloons up, they lose the house. So, the people selling them and doing the loan, like the write-ups, they made money. Everyone else
and the
lost.
real estate agents knew what they were doing.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So fucked, dude. We need to burn this whole fucking thing down.
Trip on this shit. So I had got out in the end of 2006. And so I was right there in the midst of the recession, right? Just what led up to it. And I was working for Eddie Electric out of Sun Valley, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, out of Sun Valley. His name was Dean Eddie. Cool motherfucker, man. Shout out to you, big bro, man. He was cool as shit, man. And anyways, work started getting slow. I'm living in the hood. I'm trying to balance like the hood life. I'm hanging with the little homies, they're younger than me at that time. And I'm in my like early 30s or something like that, But anyways, just work. It got to a point where a dean would be like, hey, Jeremy, I'm gonna call you. I'll call you tonight, and I'll let you know if there's work tomorrow. Or I call him up. I'll be like, hey, Dean, you didn't hit me up. He goes, let me hit you up in the morning. I'll let you know if I got something in the morning. So this is the midst of the recession. It starts slowing down. And now I start seeing Dean on the job, the owner of the company with a tool belt on. Okay, shit's getting bad, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so I'm over here like, I'm trying to do good, bro. I'm on parole. I'm trying to, I'm scraping. I'm scraping. Now I'm trying to do the right thing. But I'm kind of like got, a leg on both sides of the fence in a sense, you know what I mean? But finally, I had to take the leg off the good side of the fence and put it all the way on the bad side of the fence because I'm like, man, there's no work, bro. You know what I mean? And so the struggling work world was lucky to be eating ground beef. But I noticed the street world, you know what they were eating, bro? They were eating steaks.
Oh, yeah.
They were eating carne asada. When the recession is bad, you know what goes up? Alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, bro. The drug game was booming, bro. Everybody in the underground and the underworld on the streets, barbecue carne asada, bro.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. So I got jumped in the dope game. You know what I mean? I'm jumped in the dope game, and I'm not even a good drug dealer because I like to party, bro. I like to have fun, dog.
One for you, one for me.
Yeah.
So you're by the sack, but let's do it right now.
Yeah. That was good, bro. But you're exactly right, bro. Either I'm going to sell this or I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? Whatever comes first. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hurry up. Come by before I sell it. It's good shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Look at me.
Playing the mouth harmonica.
Oh, at first you're like that, and then you get back to a professional, bro, and you're not doing the mouth harmonica, bro, and then you're making fun of people that are doing it. Like, come on, bro, get control of your jaw, dog. You know what I mean?
Or they just be like, I am.
Yeah, or some homies sometimes they get all super maniacoed out from the fucking meth and they're looking at a female all crazy. I'm like, come on, dog. You wearing that shit on your face. You undressing her right here. You're sitting right in front of her, dog. You know what I mean? You sick bastard.
Give her some space.
Yeah, give her some space, homie. You were just eating her up. I had homies just like, I mean, like, oh my God, bro.
She's probably looking at him like a zombie.
Somebody take him to the back and jack him off, bro. You know what I mean? This dude.
It's wild at that time.
Oh, sure. Bro, but it was a great time. So I said, fuck the work world, jumped into the street world with the fellas and the homies, and we were just having during the recession, we had an absolutely amazing time,
it was
bro.
Lovely.
It was a great time. I mean, I had fun. Obviously, I went back to prison, you know what I mean, leading up to that, because I'll be good, and then I just, when I fall off, bro, and I just crashed the fuck out, bro. I crashed out like a big dog, bro. Next thing you know it, I just fucking beefing with the whole world, besides beefing with myself, you know what I mean? Right. You know, that the real beef is with myself. Everything else is just a casualty, or, you know, I'm a casualty as well, you know what I mean? But it was just, I was taking some L's, dog. It was super bad, dog. Anyways, luckily I ended up back in prison without getting killed. And luckily I ended up back in prison without like a life sentence or something really, really, really bad. You know what I mean? But God knows in my heart that I'm a good guy. In my heart, I'm a good guy, bro.
Sure,
you know what I mean? I'm a good guy, bro. Like if I wasn't a good guy, God would have made sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I'd have gotten rid of, they would have gotten rid of me a long time ago.
No, you're here for a reason, 100%.
Yeah,
you're touching a lot of lives.
Bro, bless.
Promise you that.
Thank you, Jesus. You know what I mean? Real
100%.
shit. I'll never forever stop thanking God for sparing my life and just my troubled soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know how we got back in that. Okay, so your 20s, Bop, you're fucking, you're doing your thing with the, we talked about the recession. That's where we ended up at.
So when they sold the bank, the end of 2008, 2009, my friend, they owned one of the first like 136 pre-ICO like cannabis shops. You know, that was really hard to get a license back then.
Okay.
So he was like, hey, come run the shop for me.
Nice.
So I'm like, nice. So like, you know, I got a severance package. I'm chilling. I go work at the shop. We had the shop for like 3 years. And during that time, we start, you know, growing indoors, which was at that time, like, not heard of too much, especially in the Valley and stuff, you know? So we had a couple warehouses and, the packs were good. I had a strain called Tomato OG and
fuck yeah.
yeah, like, and I had a studio too at the time. So, like a lot of rappers, a lot of people come in and, you know, make music and smoke. And so from 2009 to like 2019 was like my ball out years.
And you're in San Fernando Valley?
Yes.
San Fernando, let's talk about San Fernando Valley real
Love
quick.
it. 818.
San Fernando Valley is the motherfucking shit, bro. There's a big difference between San Gabriel Valley, you know what I mean? Which I was partly raised up into, and San Fernando Valley. San Fernando Valley is the ghetto of the valleys, bro. San Fernando Valley, homie, you got porno stars, you got superstars, bro. You got Persians, you got Armenians, you got Mexicans. You know what I mean? You got homies like this dude right here, you know what I mean? Like, you got the wood pile, bro, you know what I mean? And, you know, and everybody is moving, they grooving, they shaking, they making money, bro. San Fernando Valley, bro, bro, motherfuckers are hustling out there, dog. Is it? Am I lying or am I lying, bro?
You're telling the truth 100%. It's funny because when I had my studios in Van Nuys and people would come from like, you know, Compton Park Crib and like all those type of people, and they would come thinking the Valley was like, you know, funny. They learn real quick. They're like, you know what? We gotta give the respect to the Valley. You guys are out here like
San Fernando Valley ain't to be fucked with, bro.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Motherfuckers are getting money, bro.
Getting money, like, you know, there's a lot of hoods, there's a lot of hoods,
you know? And then you got to sprinkle the Armenians and the Persians, bro.
Yeah,
them motherfuckers, homie. Come on, dog. You want to get linked in with some shit going on, bro? Shit, you gotta have some Armenian Persian brothers, your friends. You know what I mean?
But they hold the game though. They really don't want to help you unless you got like a YAN or a IAN at the end of your name, you know. So I might have to change it to like Thomas Lavellian. Like, oh, I'm not going up.
Hey, bro. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like they don't want to give you the sauce because, you know, too many people get the sauce and you know, it stops. So.
I got a couple of homeboys that you know what I mean, fuck with them, and I think they've been able to help each other throughout years or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not getting into anything crazy.
Facts,
you know what I mean? Yeah. You know. So
I always said,
I would say, yeah.
I'll give you a percentage for life.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anything I do, you get 10% for life. I don't care.
Yeah, there's just so much going on in San Fernando Valley. It's like a miniature, like ghetto, huge Hollywood or something. Because a lot of the industry is all in San Fernando Valley, like movie stars. I mean, you got your
all the TV producers live in Woodland Hills and all that shit.
And everything's over there, bro. Like entertainment world is in San Fernando Valley.
Chatsworth is where all the porn is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so, yeah. It gets going over there.
Tahunga, dude. Just you gotta drive in there. Ain't no shit up in there.
Yeah, some like bears.
Tahunga what used to be looked at worse than fucking Palmdale, bro. You know what I mean? Back in the day, Tahunga, like 90s.
Yeah.
Like it was just like Tweakerville, bro.
100%.
Tweakerville, you know. Now you'd be lucky to live in a Tahunga. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like Tahunga's
like the mountains.
Bro, it's beautiful up there.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a hidden gem, dog.
Yeah.
It is 100% hidden gem, dog.
Mm-hmm. And the prices are still decent over there.
Are they still decent?
Yeah, they're not like too crazy, but yeah, you think of Tahunga like that, but if you get off and you go up a little bit, like a couple miles into the mountains, it's nice.
Yeah, that's where to go. You got to go to the mountains.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind living in Tahunga.
Yeah.
I like Sun Valley too, bro. I like Sun Valley, but the Teen side, is that correct?
Shadow Hills.
Yeah, the 210.
Oh, Shadow
The
Hills.
210.
Yeah.
It's the 210, not
Like
the
your
118.
terrace,
118 goes
Yeah,
this.
it goes
The
the other way.
Yeah.
210.
Bro, the 210 side, bro, they got fucking horse stables, bro. You know where they got the on the 210 where they got the hiking trails and all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Ostriches and shit.
It's nice up there, dog.
They got off the 210 and Yarnell Street right there. They actually have like a little zoo. I think they got like a giraffe and like a couple bobcats and some other shit over there.
Well, you got to keep in mind, bro. We're from Highland Park, so we're familiar with these areas, bro. You know what I mean? Right up the motherfucking 2 freeway, dog.
Yo, this
Yeah.
Okay,
You know
there's
what I
some crazy fucking houses right here. Look at
Badass
this.
pads,
Look at
bro.
this, guys,
Facts.
real quick. Check this out.
Yeah, that's some nice ass houses.
So look,
Gosh
you
damn.
could in Tahunga, you could either live in this circular home.
There's no way that's 7,000.
$6.99.
There's no way that's 700,000.
Bro, it's a circle. It's a sphere. Look at this.
Yeah.
Is that all?
That's the house.
What's the square footage?
It looks like a wedding cake.
1,500 square
Yeah.
foot. That's a
That's
that's
crazy,
a wedding
though.
cake.
How do you?
3 bedrooms.
Is that the real price?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a real price right
How
now.
do you
Damn.
decorate it though?
I'm about
Like,
to make them an offer.
I can fuck around and afford that shit.
All right, how about this house right here?
you gotta get a
What
custom
about
round
this
couch.
one right here? 600 or 550.
Will you just hook it up and drive off?
What are you buying for?
Looks
You
like
buying
a
that
mobile
fucking
home.
van or
That
you?
looks like a mobile home.
Yeah,
Does
there's
the
a
house
com-
come with it?
Dog, look at this.
Double wide.
Double wide, yeah.
Look at that.
Are you in the trailer park?
No, this is a real home. Obviously, yeah. Look at.
Oh
That's
shit,
a
it
double
is.
wide, fool.
Yeah,
Somebody
it's a
left
double
it
wide.
there.
Somebody left
They
it
just
there.
put stucco on the outside, made it look like a house.
Yeah, 550.
That's a big shift from Home
but
Depot.
look at
The
those
driveway.
surroundings, bro. I bet
Yeah.
it's fucking beautiful right there.
Yeah.
You're just hearing nothing but
Go to the
roosters
next
and
house.
Yeah.
roosters and banda.
Bro, that's the beautiful thing about once you get up that 2 freeway or along the 210 up there.
Yeah.
People don't realize, man. What is it? La
Crescenta.
Canyana, La
Yeah.
Crescenta,
Flint Ridge.
Montrose.
That's where I was. I was in Montrose, bro.
Montrose
Montrose.
is beautiful,
That
bro.
shit
This
is
shit looks like a little
beautiful.
baby Big Bear out there, you know?
100%.
Like, it's
A baby
mountains.
Big Bear. That's a good way of
Yeah.
saying it.
For
And,
sure.
and you know the school systems, the kids are good right there. Like you would be so fucking blessed and lucky to be able to raise your kids up that 2 freeway, and then you look down.
Yeah.
When you're up there, you can see downtown, bro.
If you're high enough, you can see to the beach if it's a clear day.
Yeah,
You can see
right.
the water. It's crazy. And then you're not getting chalupas for lunch. They're getting like real food, you know? They're getting spaghetti. They're not getting that plastic cheese with the little sausage on it.
Chalupas were fire.
If you got them hot, but if
I
it
missed
feels
that
like
shit
it feels like
from-
5 minutes
from
old,
elementary school.
that shit was chewy and shit. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted a peanut butter coffee cake. That was it. Those were bomb. I don't know how they had them in like. Was your school district LAUSD too out there, Highland Park?
Highland Park, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's
we
just
all
Highland
the same.
Park is just the area of Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Highland Park, Glasso Park, Cypress Park, Serrano,
Oh, okay.
Lincoln Heights,
I like Mount Washington up there.
Mount Washington. My
yeah.
little sister went to school in Mount Washington. My dad's new relationship, I had it. I mean, back in the day, I mean, she went to school in Mount Washington. It's beautiful up there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at this little.
Houses are very expensive.
Look at this
Oh,
little.
yeah,
look
no.
at this little gem right here in Tahunga.
Look at that. You grow.
I love that, bro.
Look,
I
oh,
love
it's
that.
nice
I like that
inside.
too.
Yeah.
It's a little honeycomb hideout, dog.
Yeah, look, it's right there. Just on
Look
the
at that,
tree.
bro. Come on,
You
baby.
can still add to it. You know what I mean?
Sheesh,
Like,
man.
Look
Look
at
at that. Oh, you get all that?
Yeah.
Damn,
you
homie.
Can, you can have a fiesta and no one's calling the cops.
$7.99.
Fuck yeah, I can open up a stable with a bunch of locas back there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, thoroughbreds.
Thoroughbreds.
La Caballona.
Babe, get out there and feed loca.
That's right.
Kicking
For my
the stalls.
eyelashes.
Oh, man. Shout out to Loca, man.
She probably got him on the car too.
#1 hustler, man.
That's right.
Look at Casey's house hunting now.
His house, bro.
Look at that.
Bro, sometimes some people window shop for shoes, bro. But man, if you start looking at houses, man, it's fun.
My one friend, 5-star. He inspired me. He likes to drive through nice neighborhoods, and it inspires him because you start seeing the things that you want, you know. So you kind of like, I want that. And if you drive through like the nice neighborhoods, like I've seen like him level up to get to doing that just by being in the area and getting that feeling, you
I
know.
believe in it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
What do they call it?
Visualization in a
Manifestation,
sense.
astral projecting, or whatever they call it.
Manifestation. man.
Manifestation, yeah.
That shit.
Manifesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just real, like, you know, because, like, if you put, like, water and you say, like, you're a piece of shit and you put water, I love you, this one's nice. This one turns all black and dirty and, like, it's all,
That's what Sticks was talking to us about on the other podcast.
Well, and honestly, I've subliminally talked about that shit as well, bro. In regards to getting the bad thoughts out of my mind.
Right.
You know, always like you gotta like, and that's why sometimes I don't like to watch a lot of negative stuff because I just don't. You know what I mean, like what you watch, what you eat is what you become.
Right.
You know. And so if you're just watching nothing but negativity, I mean, if you're just watching nothing but fucking half-naked chicks on your Instagram feed, I mean, they're fun to look at, bro. You know what I mean?
Just don't like them when you get caught.
But I'm just saying, though, like, you just kind of like, you know, you're planting seeds without knowing it, you know?
Exactly.
And, you know, you just got to be very cautious of what you ingest.
Yeah, people are downloading information so much faster than before. You know, before we used to have to go look in an encyclopedia. We had to do Dewey Decimal System at the library. Now they just look up whatever they want and it's right there, you know?
Yeah.
No more LA Express, like trying to see like a little girl in the newspaper thing they used to have, LA Express.
Yeah.
You know, now they just look it on their phone and it's like.
Oh, you're talking about like the ads or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They have everything that, you know.
Like those 1-800 ads?
Yeah, you remember those ones? It was like the LA Express in between the Daily News and LA Times. You know?
Yeah, the people would always go to that back page.
Yeah.
The LA Weekly, was it the LA Weekly? They had
it
that.
was like that too, yeah.
Craigslist.
Yeah.
I don't know, Loca, where were the ads?
Page.
Where were the ads you put up at?
You ever put up an ad, Loca?
No, I never have.
A picture of you? If you're looking for someone to clean your house, call me.
No.
Like,
No.
what model?
Drains need cleaning.
No cleaning supplies.
Well, speaking of San Fernando Valley, would always have those papers everywhere, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, especially San Fernando Valley, bro.
That was the way to like.
That was the mecca.
Yeah, to see it as like a kid, you're like, ooh, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, or like, you would catch a glimpse in between the channels. Remember that one channel you could see the.
Infomercials.
It might pause and you see like a little something and then it stops. You know, but. The kids nowadays, they just download information so fast they don't know what to believe. They don't know what's true, you know. So it's like, I don't know. I gotta stop that.
So what got you into the? Now you are a facilitator for Strive Forward Recovery Home.
Yes.
You're basically running the house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so what got you into that path?
Actually, my sister did. Because I've always wanted to work with like foster youth and connect to them and let them know that, you know, things get better and, you know, talk to them and they could relate, because a lot of people, you have to have a master's degree, and even if you have a master's degree in art, they'll still hire you as a social worker, even though like you know nothing about it, you didn't grow up, you know. But a person like me, I don't have a master's degree, but I can't work with, you know, the foster youth because of that. But like I have all this knowledge and like real life experience, you know. So she was like, well, why don't you get involved in helping adults, you know, that are, you know, need help with substances and stuff like that. So I worked in a detox center for a year and fell in love with it, you know, seeing the people change, helping the people, them contacting me, telling me that they're still sober and that they like owe their life to me for helping them stay sober, you know. So
Nice.
Joe, he just celebrated 5 years with his business, and he was like, well, do you want to come, you know, facilitate for me and like be, you know, part of the team? So I was like, yeah. So I left where I was at and then came over there. So
Okay.
but it's definitely good, like, to see the change in the people, and you know, the people that come in there that have kids and they're fighting for their kids, like, I really try to help them extra too, so they could get their kids back, you know, because to me that means a lot.
What do you do for them to help them get the kids back?
Like if they need like letters written, or like I'll study with them. If they need like anything to their judge, you know, seeing that they completed a course, things like that, I'll go ahead and write that and send it off to them, and it helps a lot, you know. Just the other day, a couple left, and he was looking at 4.5 years in prison, but I wrote a letter to the judge saying he completed the program, sent a certificate, so they dropped everything, no prison time, and him completing the course, they accepted that. So
That's awesome.
he gets to move on and have like a good life being sober, you know.
Right.
So yeah, so he was really appreciative, because if I didn't do that, like he'd be looking at 4.5 years right now, you know. So like I really try to go out of my way to make sure, especially if it's like something legal, just because I'm not a fan of the police anyways for a few reasons, you know, and I don't want anyone locked up, especially if they're in a program doing good.
Of course.
You know what I mean? When you're going to put them back in a position to fail, it's like, it's not what we want to do. You know?
Like showing you they're trying to change. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some that you could tell that, like, they're just there to be there, you know what I mean? That they don't want to change, but then there's others that you could tell 100% they want to change, you know? So, but I still treat everyone equally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure, eventually, maybe even if they're not there to change, while being there and just being in the environment, like Lucky was saying earlier, like the kind of stuff you ingest is like what you usually are, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, we definitely try to give them the tools to make sure that, like, you know, if they have a trigger or something happens when they're out by themselves, that they'll know how to cope with it and then, you know, prevent a relapse, you know, and stuff like that. And we really try to give them as much care and knowledge as we can. And, like, I tell them, even when they leave the program, they can still call me if they need help, if they're feeling like, you know, they want to use or anything like that. Like, I'm there for them, period, because, like, I want them to succeed, you know?
That's cool,
So,
bro.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah,
Paying it forward.
Yeah. But I still would want to, like, I'm still trying to figure out how to help, like, get involved with the foster youth, you know, even if it's volunteering, whatever.
I think that's the first step, right? Volunteering.
Yeah,
Getting
I
your
just
foot in the door.
My heart's there, you know. Like, I want to help them.
If you had let me get this right real quick, bro. If you had control of doing it all over again, of course you'd do it different, right?
From when I got Peter Pan into the pool.
Yeah. Like who would want to endure that? Who would endure that again? And then sometimes people say, I would never change the past. I it was meant for me to go through this. You know what I mean? Like I would never, like, but come on now. Like,
you know what's crazy? I was hoping you would bring that up, because even though the things that I went through, and a lot of them were bad, I think if I would have been raised by my real family, like my birth family, I definitely would either be dead, prison, I would be racist, I would be everything I'm not now.
Was your mom and father racist against Mexicans and blacks?
I would say more blacks.
Okay.
My mom was like, when she was in prison, I guess she was like, she had the keys, she was a Featherwood, and, you know, that type of stuff. And my uncles and them, I guess he was from, you know, SFV, you know, Peckerwoods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
them fools are deep in the penitentiary too.
Yeah.
And it's a strong car.
Yeah.
Peckerwoods.
So when I went in, I actually went in. I was lucky to meet someone that knew my homie from Canoga, and it was his cousin. He was from Townsman, and so he took me under his wing, and basically, like, he was like, "You're a Woodsider," you know. So I was kicking it with I was kicking it with all the Southsider fools as a white boy. And we had the same birthday and everything, so we connected.
Woodsider.
Yeah, his name was Spanky from Townsman. The fool was cool as fuck. He looked out for me in there, you know, my first time going to Wayside and County and all that. So
yeah,
you know.
So you ran with the homies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any white friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure, dog.
I don't, for real. All my friends are Hispanic and
Filipino.
No, actually not even Filipino and some black ones.
Just my girl.
Yeah, just her.
You just hit the jackpot with the Filipina, bro.
Shit, you know what I mean? If we go to the Philippines, like, you know, her family's got properties and probably like 1 million family members out there. They got their own province and shit out there.
And we gotta go out there, dog.
I know. They keep asking me, when are you gonna go out there? But then it's like, they say, hey, when do you want to go out there? But then they're like, but then it's 114 degrees outside. You know, like, I'm like, well, you're not like selling it. Like, telling me it's hot as fuck. You know, like, when can I go when it's not hot? You know,
gotta go do some business out there, bro. You gotta crack him.
Something. Her dad wants to, like, me to learn the stuff. Like, you know, she has a brother, but
there you go.
He's not too involved in the stuff. You know.
There it is, dog.
He's cool. He's a good guy. He teaches at Sierra Canyon, so with all the rich kids.
Nice.
Isn't that where Kanye West said his kid goes or some shit?
Yeah, he taught Bronny and Bryce and the Jenner kids and Kevin Hart's kids and all the kids.
And you're just pivoting a little bit. You're very well known in the San Fernando Valley amongst the homies, different hoods.
Yes. It's weird, right?
Not weird, bro. No, it's not weird. I mean,
some people find it weird, but
you're a foster kid, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that's the reason why,
right.
but you know, you just you made from a different cloth, unfortunately.
Right.
And
People
sometimes
can see it.
sometimes when you're cut from a different cloth, that's what I meant to say. You're cut from a different cloth. You're going to meet other like-minded people or people that are raised up in maybe similar environments or rough environments.
Right.
You know, that are cut from a similar cloth, so you're going to gravitate towards who you gravitate towards, you know what I mean? Or, you know, your neighbors or kids you went to school with, you know what I mean?
Right.
But a lot of homies, they know you, bro. I tripped me out, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they seen you on the thing, I got a couple, like, text messages and DMs. They're like, oh, that's the homie right there. And I was like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm like, I've known Droops too and his family and everything for a while. Like,
yeah, Droops was telling me, man.
Yeah, like one of my like mentors, someone I look up to, you know, is my boy Bear, and you know, he's really like looked out for me and like taught me like how like men things, you know what I mean? Because I didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
So he's taught me different ways to, you know, carry myself and things like that. So
yeah,
I learned a lot from him.
like simple things like don't spit on the toilet paper when you wipe your ass.
Yeah.
Right?
On the job site.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just gay, bro. Don't do that shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, you know, got me to read different books and things like that. So he's a very smart guy. And like I said, I just treat everybody with respect. And then, you know, from one person, I meet another person, you know, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely know a lot of people out
good
there.
name grows legs, bro.
Yeah.
Good name grows legs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, as long
For the
as
good and the bad at times, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know?
if you treat everyone good, you don't have to look over your shoulder or worry about, you know,
Yeah.
anything like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, I try not to disrespect anybody and keep everything cool.
Yeah. Reminds me of a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Working in this home, I'm getting ready to wrap this up right here, bro. I know it's early in the day and, you know, midday, and we guys probably have things to do and stuff, you know what I mean? So I want to be respectful of everybody's time right here. But working in this home, man, this Strive Forward Recovery home, for one thing, is a beautiful home. Do you live there? You don't live there, right?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Obviously you live with your lady, right?
Yeah, just the clients live there.
Just the clients live there. Okay.
Yeah.
And it seemed like so you lead programs for them. You, for being a facilitator, you make sure they get done what they need to get done.
Yeah, so like every day we'll talk about different subjects, you know, from, you know, coping mechanisms to what would they do if they're out there like at a party where people are using, you know, boundaries, just different things. If people have mental health, you know, we talk about that too. So we just try to, you know, just give them more knowledge and more access to information too, so when they do leave us, that they could still continue their care and, you know, join meetings and take what they learned here and, you know, go back home with it. But a lot of people like to come to California because we have the best services, you know. We have the best meetings, the most access to different things like that. So that's why a lot of people like to come out here.
Resources are out here, huh?
Yeah, and then and a lot of them too, they get like this like different kind of high of being sober and like having a newfound like life. A lot of them want to get involved in, you know, working in this type of field, but it's a lot of schooling, it's a lot of stuff. It's more than what people think, you know what I mean? So like right now I'm in school to get certified to the state and things like that. So
yeah, absolutely, man.
But I like what I do. You know, I connect with the clients and
Passionate about it.
Yeah,
Because you've been down that road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really want to help them, and it helps me too because there's some clients that I could like, you know, that were cooler and I could open up with a little bit. So I'm able to get like some of the stuff that I hold on to, you know, like talking to them. So like we help each other in the long run. You know, so it's like an outlet as well.
It's therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
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 Keeps you grounded. And you seem like a super like chill, easy dude to potentially be in a group with and have these conversations.
Yeah, I try to make it fun, like, you know, do different games and like sober battleship, you know. So like if you hit something, you gotta talk about whatever that word is, you know, like battleship, you know. So you might talk about gratitude or healing and something like that. So just different ways to talk about things rather than just discussion, you know. Play video game. I mean, not video games, just like games on paper and things like that, bingo, you know. And then you just talk about, you know, phrase that is associated with like that letter and number. You know what I mean? So,
Got you.
and just
So
try
it's
to
kind of
switch
a
it up.
thinking game.
Yeah, switch it up, have some fun. You know,
Make you be a little more creative.
yeah, because talking for 3, 4, 5 hours, gets long. So to break it up, have some fun in between.
Break up the monotony, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, brother, I just want to thank you so much, man, for just being transparent and coming through and sharing your journey with us, man. Sharing your struggle with us, everything you've endured, man. Congratulations, bro, for getting to this point in your life where you still have it all together and you don't let the system or your initial upbringing break you down, because you beat the system. You beat the odds, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're supposed to be dead. You're supposed to be addicted to drugs. You're supposed to be folded over like a lawn chair off a Fetty right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You beat that.
They tell me all the time that I'm not where I'm at, where I'm supposed to be at. Like I said, jail, institution, or dead. So
Found a way. You're a fighter, bro.
yeah, I'm very thankful, for those around me that are good, especially my girl. So
She's been a major catalyst in your in your recovery, right?
yeah, she saved my life many times from doing things I probably would have cost lives. You know what I mean? So she saved other people too as well. You know what I mean?
And your recovery is a little. It's not necessarily unique, but when people sometimes think of recovery, they automatically connect it to like addiction. But your recovery is childhood trauma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trauma and violence. Yeah.
Trauma and violence. Your recovery is not being loved. Your recovery is lost in the system with no fucking hope.
Yes.
Your recovery started since you were a baby.
Yeah.
And that right there is wild, bro.
Yeah.
It's super wild, bro, that you were in the system since 2.5 years old, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised I wasn't taken away earlier, but yeah, that was the last straw, the pool incident. So.
Well, they didn't have very much time earlier. If they did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? Out the womb. I mean, you're only 2.5 years old, but I get what you're saying. Like they should have potentially got you earlier, right?
Yeah. But
and who knows? Maybe the earlier would have saved you, passing you as a newborn baby to a responsible family that couldn't have kids and wanted to adopt and raise a child. Like, right? That could have saved. That could have changed the trajectory of your
100%
of your life, big time.
Because it's just like dogs too. Like everybody wants a puppy, no one wants the older one. So that's how it was with me. The older I got, like the less options there were.
Damn.
Yeah, so
cold way to look at it.
Yeah,
but that's the truth.
It is the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It makes you stronger, and I feel it made me stronger and better doing it this way than with my birth family. So how people say they want to change it, I don't think I would have.
Yeah.
I wish things didn't happen, certain things, but
you don't get to choose on who has you and brings you into this world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the craziest thing about it, bro. Is just you're an innocent child, you're an innocent baby born into a world of fucking madness that you did not choose.
Mm-hmm. Huh. It's crazy too, because like some people that shouldn't have kids, and then the people that would be the greatest parents can't have kids, and it's like, how does that make sense?
Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have kids.
A lot of times I get upset when I see like parents that lose their kids, especially doing dumb shit that they didn't need to do, and it's like, damn, I can't have a kid, but they're just giving up, you know what I mean? Giving up all their kids like nothing. So, it goes through my mind, but the adoption thing is definitely like, I would love to do that.
Would you, is there a particular, no, I don't want to say that, bro.
Any kid that needs love, if I could take them, I would.
Doesn't matter what color they are.
I don't care if they're autistic, anything. If they needed love and they're out there, like, and I could do it, I would take them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we're all a little bit autistic, bro. Yeah. I think I'm a little autistic.
I mean, we all
drug induced.
No, seriously, bro.
No.
Drug induced.
I'm 100% on the spectrum.
Drug induced.
I do things, bro. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's fucking autistic as fuck, dog. You know what I mean?
Like he scratches his butt and he sniffs it.
He's like, there's 57 spots on a leopard.
I don't know about that one, bro.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
but
scratches his butt and sniffs it.
Yeah, no, I would love to do it, but
Seen him
we'll
do
see.
it?
Yeah, no, for sure, bro.
I think God has something planned, bigger. It just keeps getting bigger and better.
Absolutely.
In my life,
Yeah, I think you're just in the beginning of what you're gonna accomplish in your journey. Tell me about that shirt before we get out of here.
Oh, so this shirt is basically like a little baby me. So it's foster kids. So when
That
you
ass
leave,
baby look like
yeah,
maybe
a,
kid.
a little menace, right? So
Yeah.
when we leave the house, we either leave with nothing, or if we do leave with anything, it's a trash bag. So the trash bag represents what our belongings are. But like I said, I don't even have pictures of me until a certain age, and before that, there's like no, there's nothing about me. There's no internet at the time, so it's not like, I could go back and look at digital pictures or anything. So, but yeah, that's what it represents for the kids, foster kids.
Do you sell those shirts?
Yes, I sold out. I actually did a LADCFS. I spoke to about like 200 social workers.
Yeah.
Kind of told them my story a little bit and talked to them about different things they could do to kind of like improve relationships and programs for foster children. So
You ever think about writing a book?
I want to write a book.
You should write a book.
Yeah.
And when you write the book, make sure you come through here, your first stop, bro.
100%.
So we can promote it.
The only thing that's stopping me right now is I don't know.
How to spell?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good at spelling and writing.
First thing that's stopping me is I gotta learn how to read.
No, it's like I don't know. Do you go to a site to start? Like that's the part I gotta figure out. Like where do I write it and then send it in? So
I think there's
I've been
people.
doing
I've
research
heard about people that tell like a co-writer that you share the story with them and then they put it down on paper.
Oh, okay.
I think that'd probably be the best way for you and for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because dude, come on, writing a book about your life, man, that shit's hard, man. And especially if you're not schooled in the art of maybe writing like that to that extent.
And segue.
It would make it so much.
Tape recorder.
Yeah.
And just talk.
Well, that's what I heard. That's what some people do. There's a co-writer or co-author or whatever the hell, and they you tell them their story and they're there with a tape recorder.
The
You know
tape
what I mean?
recorder, yeah.
And then they just take it back and
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm writing my book with the tape recorder because I can't really. It just takes me a long time to write. So I mean, I just want to sit there and just tell my story in a tape recorder.
Loca, do you know how to write in cursive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is the kids now are not taught that.
Yeah.
Kids
And
aren't taught
Spanish
cursive.
too.
No more.
I could write in Spanish.
Damn,
A lot of it too
talented.
is
Seriously.
because ChatGPT, because everyone's cursive is different.
Yeah.
So like artificial intelligence can't read it that good.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't want people writing in cursive. It's weird.
The robots are so smart, they're dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. It's horrible.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm glad I'm like 80s baby because I transitioned into the technology. So got to have like all the fun without getting in trouble, and then technology.
I'm so glad I was able to experience
You know
that
what I'm
too, bro. Yeah, to experience pre-technology and the regular life of kids actually outside, fucking crowding the streets, playing, having fun.
Putting quarters on the next video game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right there. I got next. My quarters right
Street Fighter
there.
fool.
Yeah.
Remember when they had Street Fighter at 7-Eleven?
Oh,
you
bro.
Know what I mean? Stop it.
Come on now.
You was over there.
That was a shit right there,
Hadouken. All day. For real.
There's this place called Fidel's Pizza on 50 in Monte Vista, my neighborhood, and they had a fucking Street Fighter right there, man, and we'd all be right there, fucking quarters lined up. Oh man, that was the. I mean, but everywhere, man. The old little arcade machines was.
Pick and Save right there in York.
Baseball car shops. I used to love
They
going
had
to
the
baseball
Russian
car shops.
attack with it. That shit was dope.
Yeah, Rick was right there. Yeah.
It was crazy. Like $5 back in the day would get you like a big gulp, a Slurpee, like all types of shit. And the $5 now, if
You could put $2 worth of gas and go everywhere.
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's when gas is like $1.09.
Yeah, how many times you pull
Put
up,
two
bro,
drops.
and put $5 in, bro?
Yeah,
put
that's
$5 in. You good?
Never.
Not now.
Not
yeah.
now, hell no. You
Yeah,
Can't
but
even
back
get a gallon.
That shit won't even reach one. It'd be like 0.08.
Yeah.
Some shit,
Times have changed, but thank God that we're. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be a part of the new generation right now. Like it's just, man, it's
Surveillance
it's like
everywhere.
it's just an AI generation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're easily influenced.
Yeah, they're just not like they.
No common
Do
sense.
our kids nowadays able to really, clearly are naturally develop who they are naturally? You know what I mean? Without the influence, like you said, of all these fucking apps, bro.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Or all these
Technology.
people showing who they are or who they think they are. You know what I mean?
And it's all filters.
You know,
and-
like when there was no technology, you had to figure out who the fuck you were on them streets, on the bikes, going outside. You know what I mean? You know, figure where you were at in the pecking order. You know,
and you have real friends.
Foot on the concrete.
Yeah, and you have real friends that you associate. Not like, oh, I got 400 on Facebook. Like those aren't real friends. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like there was,
like it's weird.
Like there was, there's people that you just like, you feel your heart ache when they pass away, but it's all you knew. You only knew them through Instagram.
Right.
Even though the dude is just like down the street, or whoever, the female, whatever, is just down the street. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you never met him in person. You know, it's such a weird time we live in, man.
It's like kids, rather than showing up at the house and playing against each other in the same room, they'd rather be all at different houses playing with a headset. Like, it's more fun if we're all there to play, you know?
Together.
Yeah, it's like, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't do that now. It's just like, kids, I don't even remember the last time I saw a kid with like a scab or like a strawberry or anything on their leg, you know? Like,
right?
No one falls down. Like, when was the last time you seen a scab? It's like a Mandela effect now.
The kids used to be all beat up.
Yeah, you don't see that now. Like, you don't see stains on clothes, you know, when we're playing football at recess and shit, at lunch when we weren't supposed to, playing tackle, you know?
I took my kids to the park, real quick, while we're getting out of here. I took my kids to the park yesterday, and, dude, they were having like super fun, bro. Like the park that we went to has these hills, so they were doing the old thing where they just roll down the grass hill. Yeah. I was like, damn, I remember I used to do that shit, you know?
Yeah, I think the parents got to teach the kids how to have fun like that, and they'll do it, you know, just have them disconnect from technology for a little bit.
Yeah.
They have
hard
fun.
though. The kids don't even want to disconnect from technology going out to eat, bro.
Yeah, that's why they even got those things now where you pay your bill.
Yeah.
Where you pay your bill, they got the you could play the games now, like Red Robin and shit.
I play them all the time. I'm on that.
You're like $70.
I'm on it while I'm waiting.
What do you play, Rick?
Like go to Olive Garden, they got the little.
You play those?
Yeah, I play that shit while I'm waiting for my food.
Everyone thinks it's a casino.
Yeah. Tommy, how can people support you? How can they follow you? How can they get in contact with you if they need help with recovery?
You could give me a call. My phone number 818-585-3660. My Instagram is tomato818 SFV, or you could call the other number 818-812-8455, and we'll be able to help you. And anything you guys need, you know, just go ahead and give us a call, and we'll definitely help. So I'm gonna start helping more in downtown too with the animals.
There you go.
Yeah.
That sounds cool, bro.
Yeah, I feel bad for the animals down there. So.
Yeah, filthy animals.
Yeah.
You're talking about the animals, not the other animals, right?
Yeah, because the people down there, they give the dogs fentanyl and stuff to see if it's good, and the dogs are tripped out, and it's really bad down there. So,
damn.
Yeah, I think I want to start volunteering more.
Damn. Yeah. But you know, these animals are their companions. I mean, some of them, But I get what you're saying.
Not these ones. You could tell which ones take care of them and which ones don't. They have them like no water out in the sun, you know.
Yeah, that's bad, bro.
But the ones that actually like have them in like little sweaters, giving them good food, like that's cool.
Yeah. Well, Tommy, thank you so much, brother.
I appreciate you so much.
Keep up the greatness, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Droops, thanks. Loca, you guys want to give shout outs or anything while we get out of here? While they can follow you guys, anything?
Shout out.
I'm good. I mean, everybody already knows. Hood Star TV.
Danny Boys Media. My brother, he was watching, Ruben Contreras, and Instagram, Jen Cefalu4.
There you go. Those fun times.
Thank you so much.
So professional. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We are out of here.